Welcome to Coach Hayes Football Live. He can talk about anything from high school to the pros. This guy knows the game, so you better not be half-stepping.
I can guarantee you most of the audience is going to agree with me before they agree with you.
Strap in, because Coach Hayes is about to
crack your cranium and fertilize your brain. Go ahead and right here, right now.
Subscribe now and check out CoachHayesFootball.com.
What's up? What's up? What's up? Let me get a shout out to everybody in the building. Appreciate y'all coming through. This is another great episode of Prime Time Talk. So we got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to talk about it. So let's go get into it. Let me know everything looks good, sounds good. We're going to make it happen. I knew this would stir the pot a little bit. Coach Hayes going to kick the hornet's nest. So let's see what happens with the hornet's nest. All right, let me know everything looks good, sounds good. We're going to make it happen. I understand some people are going to be upset. That's why I made sure I wore they call me Coach Hayes Hates shirt. Just for that. Appreciate you, LMV. In the building with the thumbs up. Let's get into it. Just got off Hayes Street, the corner of Hayes Street with my dog D Streeter from Footballville. And we're just going to have a good time with it. Let me see if I can put this up here. Here we go. All right, LMV with the thumbs up. Appreciate it. All right, so let's get into this thing. Let's talk about it a little bit. The title is Fact or Fiction. Coach Prime is rumored to be leaving Colorado. Well, everybody's been speaking about that. There are a lot of people that think that Coach Prime is going to leave after his sons leave. A lot of people think that Coach Prime may leave for another job, a bigger job, Florida State, for example, where he went to school. I'm just bringing this up because it hit the timeline today, and I just happened to be doing the show today. So let's talk about it real quick. Shout out to a couple of people in the building. And I know the cult members, y'all going to come for me, all right? I get it. I understand. All right, let me make sure I got this thing rolling right before we get everything rocking and rolling here. All right, let me get this. Okay. All right, I think we're good to go. All right, right there. DJ Universal says, anything for likes. Come on, man. Whatever. I'm glad you're here. Appreciate you coming through. Right here, my man J27. I hope you kept that screenshot. I saw it the other night, so make sure you keep that screenshot for your boy. The website says Sanders will always be in coaching conversations. It's only possibilities of who will call him reading is key. Well, I can read. All right. Mason in the building. What's up, Jay Boogie? Bruh. What is that title? Come on, dog. Bro, I just posed it. I just said he could be leaving. Right? And I'll get into it. LMV, appreciate it. Again, Gregory Davis says here, he's leaving once Shador goes to the league. Gerald D, of course, says source. I'll be glad to get that to you here in a second. Tony based. When the hate don't work, they start telling lies. Well, don't blame me. Blame these people. I'm just talking. All right. And I appreciate everybody else. So if you are a subscriber here, if you would like to become a member, go ahead and hit the join button down there below, man. We got a Discord now that's added to that. And the Discord, we call it the locker room, boy. And there's some locker room talk that be going on. And boy, I'm telling you, it's happening. But let me go ahead and get into this deal. I'll open up the phone lines here in a little bit. And I would love to hear from you all what you think about it, right? You can't act like you haven't heard this before. Oh, Coach Prime is going to leave as soon as his sons leave. Well, I don't know if I necessarily believe that or not, right? It's always a possibility. Can never leave anything out. All right. But again, I was actually going to do a show, and I'm still going to talk about the coaching contracts, the highest paid at Colorado, breaking some records there. And I'm definitely giving them a love for that as well. And so there's nothing wrong with that. I totally understand that. And that's what it is. Let me see if I can pull this up. Here we go. So let's talk about that first. So for the coaching contracts coming up with Colorado, before I get into the title, as you guys say. Here's good news here for Robert Livingston, the new defensive coordinator coming from the Cincinnati Bengals, is the highest single salary for an assistant coach in 2025 with $995,000, which will grow from $800,000 in 2024. Close behind Livingston is new offensive coordinator Pat Shermer, who will get $800,000 in 2024 and $850,000 in 2025. Cool, I'm loving it. Nothing wrong with that. Coach Prime signed a $29.5 million contract with Colorado for 5 years. That's awesome. Now they get into the breakdown of the assistant coaches and everything else and what they're going to be making, 300 something thousand, so forth. You guys can check that out yourself. And that's a great thing, right? That's part of what Coach Prime wanted. He wanted to talk about increasing salaries, giving people opportunities where they can make things for their family, make good money for their family. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's all love. Nothing but love for that. All right. Here's what I will say. Let's get into the meat and potatoes of this. As I was getting prepared for this show, the salaries were the biggest things that were up. And literally a couple hours ago, I see this thing pop up from SB Nation. All right. I'm sorry, Fan Nation. That's you asked for the source, Gerald D. And they started talking about Colorado. Prime would leave Colorado. And they're saying there's a call. I don't know. I'm just bringing this up. But rumors are just what they are. Rumors. But we're here to talk about it. And so the breakdown for it is very simple. And I guess people can bet the odds. If you're a betting person, then you go in and place your bet. Right now, betcolorado.com has it as plus 600 that he goes to Florida State University. That's a 14.3% chance that he would go to Florida State. What does plus 600 mean? It means that if you put down $100, you win $600. So 6 times your money. That makes sense. Okay. So for $100, you win $600. Florida, and the reason I'm bringing these jobs up, because we're going to talk about them in a second. Florida, University of Florida, the Gators, is plus 1,000, a 9.1% chance. So you put down 100, you get 1,000. Arkansas, plus 1,000, 9.1% chance. Auburn, plus 1,200, 7.7% chance. My beloved Miami Hurricanes, plus 1,750. So if you put down $100, you win $1,750, a 5.4% chance. USC, and that is Southern Cal, 1,750 plus 1,750, 5.4% chance. And other is only plus 120. So other could be NFL, other colleges that are not necessarily on this list. And that's just something they put up here. I don't know if they did for clicks and likes. Hell, I saw it. I put it up there. If I don't like it, it says connection kind of choppy. I don't know why it's choppy. I apologize. I apologize if the connection is choppy. I don't know why it would be choppy. It looks good on my end. Thanks, J27, for saying that. Somebody says clickbait. Well, S.E. Shelton, I'm glad you clicked it. We're just here to talk about it. I'm not sure why it's like that. I'm not sure why it's choppy. I don't know. But anyway, we're here to talk about it. I personally don't think he's going anywhere, right? But again, in this coaching field and in this coaching world, you never know, right? We saw Jed Fish. I'm not going to be anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I'm here. And he ended up leaving, going to Washington. Somebody says it's choppy. I'm sorry, guys. No, I don't know why it's choppy. I have not a clue. We here, we rocking and rolling. I'm not sure why it's choppy. Let's see. Is it still choppy, guys? Let me know. Let me know if it's choppy. It is. The weather has been bad here. I don't know if that makes a difference. But anyway, all right, we good. I guess we good right now. So anyway, here's what I will say about it. I don't believe that Coach Prime will leave Colorado. Thank you, LMV says YouTube has been doing that all day. Okay. All right. Thank you. Appreciate that. Anyway, take your headset off. That'll fix it. I need it for the phone calls. All right, it says better now. All right. So I said all that to say I don't think that Coach Prime leaves Colorado, to be very honest, But again, the possibility is always going to be there. You never know what these deals are laced with, and I understand you got people that don't want to believe these things, but we see coaches do it all the time. We saw the great Nick Saban. I'm not going anywhere. Jumped on a helicopter, gone to Alabama, left the Dolphins middle of the night, and it happens. It is what it is. And this, I hope for you guys that maybe I'm gonna call it new CU fans or new to college football or just new to football in general. This is part of the business practice. This is what happens all the time. So if you don't believe this stuff happens, I'm not saying it will happen, but if you don't believe this stuff happens, ask the people at Michigan about Jim Harbaugh. He's not going anywhere. Well, he flirted with Minnesota last year, right? Just won a natty this year, goes to the LA Chargers. Holla, peace. I'm gone. So these type of things happen all the time. And I want people to understand that. Let me go ahead and load this up. 862-799-9956. Let me know what your thoughts are on that. Okay. Here's another thing I'll say. Speaking of the salaries, I applaud Coach Prime for what he has done, getting those guys bigger salaries. Hell, he brought the money in, so they better be paying these cats, if you understand what I'm saying. I mean, what did he make, 120-something million last year? I mean, he should clearly, the university should flip that right back in, and we know we made some coaching changes. We know that brought in a new OC, technically, in Pat Sherman, who was already there, but now named him the offensive coordinator. He brings in Robert Livingston from the Bengals, the NFL, brings him in. Nick Williams decided to depart and go to Syracuse. Cool. He upgrades Dancy from an analyst to outside linebackers coach. And so I'm trying to think who else. Tim Brewster left. From my understanding, I may be wrong, but I believe I'm correct. I believe that Sal Sinceri is still there as a D-line coach. We've heard that Warren Sapp would now be coming in as a GA. So there are a lot of moving parts to this thing. And so a lot of things are happening. And my thing is pay these guys for what they're bringing to the university and to the community. Like I said, $120 million. And we still want to pay you peanuts. Something not adding up. All right. So like I said, 862-799-9956. More than welcome to call on in. Fact or fiction. I would love to hear from people if they think that Coach Prime will leave, but you got to explain why you think he'll leave. All right. As well as, do you think he'll stay? Now, here's what I'll say. Florida State, I don't think Florida State next year is an option. I think Mike Norvell has kind of cemented himself in there for a little bit of time. I mean, hell, he went 13-0. Quarterback was hurt. So I think Mike Norvell is safe. I think Florida State, if you take that bet, you're going to be a loser. Okay? Florida may be interesting. I don't know if Billy Napier escapes this year. I don't know if Billy Napier will escape this year out of Florida, especially having the toughest schedule that they have. They have the toughest schedule in college football right now. Okay? I don't know if he escapes this year. That job, in my opinion, may be open. The likelihood that it's open will be extremely high. Extremely high. Okay? Arkansas, Sam Pittman. Known Sam Pittman for a long time through recruiting days back at Georgia and all of those deals. Sam Pittman started off hot. He took over for the coach before him was 3-7. Comes in, goes 9-4, 7-6, and then 8-4. So he comes in hot, but it's a quick decline at Arkansas. Now, here's what we do know, that the athletic director at Arkansas has interviewed Coach Prime prior to leaving from Jackson State in 2020, right? Interviewed him. That doesn't mean he gave him the job, but interviewed him. So maybe there's something there. I don't know. But Sam Pittman, depending on what they do this season, and his seat, if it's not hot, is super warm. It's super warm right now. Auburn was another job that was out there. Again, the odds of him going there, I think, are slim to none. I think it will be between Florida and Arkansas if he was to leave. I don't think he's good. I mean, I don't think there's any other option. And let me just go through this. Miami, we know that Mario Cristobal is an 10-year deal, $80 million. He's only going into year 3. I think the buyout would be tremendous. I think the buyout would be ridiculous. And I don't think Miami's willing to pay it. Just putting in $100+ million into the program, an $80 million coach, the salaries for all those coaches. You got to remember, when you fire guys, you have to buy them out and their staff. I always remember that. So I think the money would be too high for Miami. USC, Lincoln Riley. I don't know if Lincoln Riley leaves. I think he's okay. All right. Unless he gets an NFL job somewhere. But I think next year he'll be fine. And then whatever other is, depending on what those other jobs are, I don't see Coach Prime taking another job anywhere else in college football, because I don't think there'll be any other premier jobs open. I don't see another premier job opening besides the Florida-Arkansas. Florida-Arkansas, I think, is the top two. And I want to say I give Florida the edge over Arkansas. One, we all know he's a Florida guy from Fort Myers, Florida. And so I say all that to say, I don't know what kind of money they may throw at him. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Until I forgot who said it. Let me go back over here to the top. Somebody said he'll always be in the conversations. Of course he will. Of course he will. Y'all too funny. Here we go. J27. The website says Sanders will always be in coaching conversations. It's only possibilities of who will be calling him reading is key. So, yeah, of course, right? I mean, the dude is a lightning rod. I don't think anybody can dispute the fact that Coach Prime is a lightning rod when it comes to coaching. All right? It's just up to them if that's who they want. That's huge right there. It'll be up to them if that's who they want. Yes, Gerald, you're correct. Coach Prime applied at Arkansas before CU. I believe he and AD met and interviewed, if you want to use the proper term, in 2020. In 2020, if I read that correctly. Because Jay said reading is key. So I hope I read that correctly. Isaiah says Prime has said he's not going anywhere. Look at the stuff he's putting in place at CU. Do you really think he'll drop all that and start over again? Isaiah, yes. Coaches do it all the time. Coaches do it all the time. And I don't know if Isaiah, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful by no stretch of the imagination, but I don't know if you're new to watching college football and professional sports. Coaches do it all the time. Didn't he do the same thing at Jackson State? Yes, because that's where he was at the point. He was at Jackson State. He brought all those resources in and everything, and then went on to Colorado. Why? I'm not mad at it. Why? Because it's a bigger job. It's a bigger job. And if you guys don't think Florida or Arkansas in the SEC is a bigger job than Colorado, then you're mistaken. You're mistaken. Florida is a bigger job. Arkansas is a bigger job. So don't get it misunderstood because somebody is giving 1,000% effort at this job that they won't leave that job and go to another job. Don't get it misunderstood. Please, Isaiah. Please. So yes, people will leave. You see it all the time. You see it all of the time. Look at what Jim Harbaugh built at Michigan. Man, I'm out. Psh, gone. Gone. Matter of fact, we like to bring up Nick Saban to make comparison. Nick Saban was at Michigan State, building it up, getting big-time players from the South. Shout out to Cedric Irvin. Guess what he said? I'm going to LSU. I'm out. Brian Kelly left Notre Dame after what, 16, 17 years? I'm going to LSU. I'm out. So please don't get it mistaken that coaches won't leave because we think that they're putting a lot in. They do it all the time. CEOs do it at companies. Bro, that's just part of the game. That's part of the game. Got a few people calling in. Make sure you call on in, and we'll definitely chop it up here in a second. We'll definitely chop it up. All right, let me see here. Pot of coffee. All right. I don't believe Coach Prime will leave Colorado because there won't be another draw marketing-wise that would be more beneficial to his brand. Just my thoughts. I don't know if I necessarily agree with that pot of coffee. I think that he, marketing-wise, he is the draw. I believe marketing-wise, he is the draw. So imagine if he goes to Gainesville. Imagine if he goes to Arkansas, a SEC country. I think he is the marketing draw. Who would have said Colorado was the marketing draw? Goes to Colorado and blows it up. Hell, Jackson State blows it up. So wherever he goes, he ignites fire. So let's not get that twisted. Let's not get that twisted. I couldn't see Prime coaching Florida based on principle. What principle is that, Manchetti? Why? Because he went to Florida State? Bro, again, don't get that twisted. Don't get that twisted. You see coaches, I just want to tell you this. Coaches don't care. If you're a coach, you're not going to pass up an opportunity because you could coach at your rival school. That's good when you're playing, put the helmet on, throw the mouthpiece in. But at this point, it's business. It's business 101. It's business 101. Like, they don't break out in hives because he puts on a Florida Gator t-shirt. Think about it. We just saw Warren Sapp. Well, I saw a picture of Warren Sapp. Played for Tampa Bay, right? But he had a Washington Commanders shirt on because he was working at the Washington Commanders. He was doing something there. I don't know what. Whether it was, OTAs or something. Something he was doing there. He was visiting. He had a Washington Commanders shirt on. Everybody knows Inky. What's the name? Inky that does the speaking now. Hurt his arm from Tennessee. Inky, what's his last name? Somebody in the chat. Come on, fact check me. Fact check me. I'm waiting on that because I can't figure. Inky, come on, y'all, quickly. What is Inky's name? He does all the motivational speaking now. His arm, I think he dislocated his arm or whatever, but you see it's kind of deformed. Don't want to sound insensitive, but anyhow, every school he goes to, he wears their stuff. And he played at Tennessee. Inky Johnson, I believe his name is. Inky Johnson. Thank you, my burner account. Thank you. Inky Johnson went to Tennessee. But guess what? Whoever's going to cut that check for him to speak to their team, he's going to wear their stuff. Tennessee and Georgia, huge rivalry. Tennessee, Florida, huge rivalry. He going to wear a Florida Gator shirt. So, like, I hear all that. All good. Big bro. I saw you the other night on Rawhide. Shout out to Rawhide. Call in, big bro, please. 862-799-9956. I would love for you to call in. I was watching some of your comments the other day. And do you think Jim Harbaugh would take the Ohio State job if given a chance? I don't. Coach Schembechler will haunt his house. You believe that if you want to. You believe that if you want to. All right. Let me go ahead and jump into this deal. Let me see what's going on here. All right. I just want to make sure. All right. Let me jump into this 862-799-9956. Let's go ahead and chop it up. Let's see what's going on. Do you think if you call in, all right, do you think you need some big odds? For $100, you can get 600. The largest one is Miami and USC. $100 will give you 1750. That's big time right there. And also, like I said, big shout out to those salary caps right there. We got Lexus in the building. Lexus, talk to us.
Hey, Coach A.
How you doing, Lexus?
I'm good. How are you tonight?
I'm good. I'm good. I just want to talk to people about, like I say, it says fact or fiction. Coach Prime is rumored to be leaving Colorado, and people are saying it's clickbait. Do you believe it's clickbait, Lexus?
I was going to ask that question. Where is this rumor coming from?
I
Exactly.
literally just put it up. Fan Nation, not put it up, but I just spoke about it. So Fan Nation comes out and said these will be the odds at betcolorado.com has put out these odds. So I guess they're taking bets. I don't know. That's where it comes from. It literally popped up. Matter of fact,
Okay,
Sports
so
Illustrated. This is Sports Illustrated. Will Razorbacks look towards Colorado for new coach if change is made? And they're talking about Coach Prime in regards to a change being made in Sam Pittman, who is the current head coach. This is Sports Illustrated 6 hours ago.
So that's not talking about Coach Prime leaving. That's talking about the changes Coach Prime is making in coaching.
No.
Correct?
No, what they're saying is, no, here's the title. Odds makers give Coach Prime great odds to be at Arkansas. That's the title.
Okay. Listen, we know first and foremost that there's nothing new or shocking up under the sun. I know when he was Jackson State, I was one of the people that was talking on the Clint Cart and other people's show because they were just all up in an uproar. And me personally, I didn't understand what the uproar was about, because one thing I knew for sure, because Coach Prime made no bones about it, is that he wanted to coach at the Power 5 level. He accepted the job at the HBCU level when the athletic director came to him and made him an offer. Not that he applied at Jackson State. They came to him and made him an offer and actually tried to sweet talk him, and then they threw in the "you'll be coaching your sons." I think that was the thing that got him. And so he accepted that opportunity after, like you said, rumors out there, him interviewing with several different schools, and those schools decided to go to another direction. So that's why I was kind of perturbed with Jackson State for acting a complete fool when he decided to leave, because first of all, he didn't even apply there. He was approached and kind of provoked. Can't nobody make you do nothing when you're wrong. So I'm not gonna go that far, because I believe he wanted to coach. And so when those other opportunities, kind of like you were talking about before, with somebody interviewed with one job and then with another. Of course, I think he was holding out, if you will, or very politely turning Jackson State down because he was waiting and hoping that those opportunities that he was interviewed for on the Power 5 level would come through. And when they didn't, he accepted the Jackson State job. Now that he's already coaching at a Power 5 school, it makes it a little tougher since he just got there to think that he's going to leave, because I am apt to believe that he would want to be where his kids are, especially Shadua, because I think he feels, just based on the way he acts, that Shadua is a prime prospect to go NFL, and I think he's trying to push him in that direction. So he wants to continue to coach him. So the hardest part for me to probably believe is that he would leave and go to another college unless Shadua can leave as well. I don't know how that works and if that can happen and if that's an issue. But I think that would be a huge thing to kind of consider, or would make me believe that this rumor is just a rumor, unless Shadua can go with him. I mean, it probably really his other kids as well. He always say, I ain't leave my kids. Are you kidding me? When the news media used to ask him, was his kids going to stay at Jackson State? He just started laughing. Like, are y'all kidding? So I know that's huge for him. So the question is, if he leaves and takes an Arkansas job, can his kids leave Colorado and go to Arkansas now?
Well, here's what here's what I'll say. I believe his two sons, this is their last and final year in college. I believe that they will move on and get their opportunity in the NFL. The only other child he has in college would be the daughter. I think that's the one he calls Bossy, if I'm not mistaken, that plays basketball. I don't know her status so far as graduating. Is she a graduate? I don't know her status. If she's a graduate and, whatever the case may be, then it is what it is. But here's what I will say to you, Lexus. And for everybody else, call on in. Easy does it. Go and call in. But he let Shiloh go to South Carolina. And you're not leaving your kids. It's a part of growth. It's not like you're leaving them where they're stranded. For example, let's just say, okay, he stays in Colorado. Well, his kids are going on to NFL, right? Let's say if one goes to, I'm just saying this, one goes to Green Bay, one goes to, I don't know, Baltimore, whatever. You can't be in two places at the same time. It's part of growing up. So I hear what you're saying about leaving your kids, but they're not babies anymore. And when it comes to his daughter, I totally understand that. But that's also part of the process too. If you want to be a coach, there are a lot of coaches that have had to do that, make that decision. Now, I don't know her status so far as graduating. We all know once you're a graduate, you can transfer year after year. I don't know where she falls on her graduation scale. Is she just a sophomore? Is she close to graduating or not? I don't know. But a lot of people don't want to hear these things. I'm not saying he is leaving. But Lexus, you can't tell me you haven't heard this whole rumor about, well, once his kids finish college, he leaving. Am I right or wrong?
Yeah, I have heard that rumor, which is why I don't get your point about they going to pro, because the scenario was that he was saying that I want my kids to be with me where I am until they go pro. Because Dion has flat-footed said, I don't want to coach pro. I can't do NFL. I can't do these grown men making all this money and don't want to play. So he already know once his kids go there, he's got to release them. Because to your point, if both of them make the NFL, because we don't know, but if both of them make it and one go to one team, one go to the other, he can't be at two places at one time anyway. And number two, he doesn't want to coach, according to him,
Correct.
NFL ball, period.
Correct.
So We know that, but the statement was, and I'm just going by the statement that he said. He may change his mind and decide to do whatever, but I'm going by the statement that he said when the kids were at Jackson State. When the question was asked, are they going to stay at Jackson State? He's like, his response was like, that's a dumb question. Of course, them kids not going to stay at Jackson State. I'm going to Colorado. Are you kidding me? My kids are going with me. I ain't leave my kids. So that was his response to those questions, not mine. So therefore, with that being said, if he still feels that way, then, and to your point, if I don't know about Bossy either, but if Shiloh and Shadua are about to graduate and go pro anyway, where he was going to have to release him in a sense, for lack of a better way of saying it anyway, then hey, to your point, it may be a different story now for him to say, okay, well, they're going on in the NFL anyway in a year, whatever the case may be. So I will take another opportunity if, if everything works out and it's more presentable to me to go to Arkansas or wherever than to stay at Colorado. I'm just saying that's how he felt about it from the transition from Jackson State to Colorado.
Listen, you're right? And so, again, I'm not disputing any of those facts. I'm just simply saying that I think that in my heart of hearts that this is Shedeur Sanders and Shiloh Sanders last year in college, and they will go on into the NFL. This is now will be Shedeur's fourth year in college, and you're eligible after 3. So I think that they will go on to the NFL and play. I believe both of them are NFL caliber talent. Now the level, that's you can always talk about that, but I do believe that they are NFL players. That's just my personal opinion. I guess I've been around this game so much, and I've seen people, I've seen coaches. We've all seen this. We've seen coaches say, "I ain't going nowhere," and boom. I'm not saying Coach Prime is going to do this, but it's not out. But it's not out the realm of possibilities.
Oh, it's never out the realm of possibilities.
And that's all I'm saying. So for the people that's talking about, the clicks and whatever, they clicked it and they watching it. So it is what it is. But they can't act like they've never heard these rumors before. They've heard these rumors, and we're here. Only reason I brought it up because Sports Illustrated brought it up. See, what's funny is if I just made this up out the blue, that's different. Sports Illustrated, would you agree that that's a reputable resource? Yes or no?
I do. I absolutely agree. I haven't heard it until you brought it up on this thing.
Because it literally came out. Yeah, it literally came out. I'm looking at it right now, 6 hours ago. I was going to do a whole thing talking about contracts and them getting paid, which I thought was cool, and I talked about that. But now that this is 6 hours, so a lot of people may not have heard it just as of yet. And so, yeah, you may be the first time hearing it. But again, Sports Illustrated said,
go ahead, I'm sorry.
I was just saying, but Sports Illustrated brought up that Sam Pittman is on the hot seat. They know that there's been some previous talks with Coach Prime prior to him going to Jackson State. And would they be looking west? Would they be looking west for a coach? That's all.
I mean,
that's it.
I can understand. I can understand him always. He understands this. I'm just telling you, that boy, something in the water or something with that child. It's just something about him. It always has been since he's literally stepped on the football scene. So he's a hell of a marketing genius. He's a hell of a spotlight. People want to know whether they like him or not. He's kind of like the Dallas Cowboys. That's why they call it Dallas Cowboys American team, because either people love him or they hate him. It's one or the other. That's usually no in between. And Coach Prime is very similar in that sense. So, of course, any type of a conversation of any team looking for a coach, his name could potentially be mentioned. Do I believe even the media makes up stuff sometimes for bait and clicks since he's the hottest thing talking? Yeah.
Sure.
Do I think Sports Illustrated did that? Probably not. And only time will tell how true it really is. But I only just based what I said on what he said in his transition from Jackson State to Colorado. He wanted to coach his kids. I know at that time his desire was to coach his kids until they went pro. Once they went pro, to your point, of course he's gonna let them go. We don't know what teams they're going to. We don't know if they're playing together, separate, whatever. We know based on what he has said, unless he changes his mind about this, we know he don't want to coach NFL no way. So he know they're gonna have to go away from him eventually. And eventually it's sooner than later. So hey, if the opportunity presents itself and they say Arkansas say we want you, but you need to come right now, you can't wait till your kids graduate and everything else lines up, then he probably will say, okay, somebody else can coach Colorado, coach my kids for a year and go. That's the part I kind of see hard to see. But hey, because he was so adamant.
Yeah, but what I think you're missing, what I think you're missing, Lexus, and I got one more caller back here. I think it's not going to happen this year. We're not talking about now. We're talking about after this season. We're not talking about Deion Sanders leaving and go coach Arkansas or Florida for the 24th season. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about after this season. We're not talking about this season. We're talking about after this season. I did say that.
Probably go home and sit on the couch if you want to, because to your point, if his kids are leaving, that kind of was the thing anyway that people were. Now I ain't heard Deion say it out of his mouth, so people don't know what that man gonna do. They just try to predict to have a conversation because he's the topic of a conversation all the time now. But I haven't heard him literally say that. I do know that he had it, that he wants to be there with his kids till they get to the NFL. And if this is their last season and they're going to the NFL, then hey, his name could be in all kind of hats. Go elsewhere because his kids will no longer be at Colorado. That's the only thing I was standing on about him not leaving Colorado, about his kids being there. Now, again, I don't know about Bossy, though. His daughter, and I don't know how he feel about, leaving her. Once because the guys will go before she did. I know they're older than her. So the Shiloh and Shadul will go before she will. And I don't know how that'll shake out. And maybe he will. I know he loves his kids, but maybe he will take an opportunity to go elsewhere if it presents itself once his sons get to the NFL or get wherever they're going. If we're gonna assume they're gonna both make the NFL, we don't know that. But if they do, then if his opportunity come to go somewhere else, and he's willing to leave his daughter, if she's not graduating too, because I don't think she is. I think she's younger. Then hey, I can see that. Now that you say it that way, then sure, I can see him being in Arkansas's hat and probably several other schools if the opening becomes available.
Okay. Yeah, well, that's what I meant the entire time. Sorry that you didn't understand. But yeah, I wasn't speaking of this season because, like I said, we talked about Sam Pittman being on the hot seat and we talked about him coaching. And I said, depends on what Sam Pittman does this year. Will he be released? So, like I said, a lot of this stuff, like I say, I totally understand. But Lexus, I love you, baby, but I got to run. I got some more back up in here, and we'll definitely chop it up.
Okay, honey. Thanks for your time. I'll talk to you later.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
Shout out to Lexus in the building. Before I get to my next caller, let me give some love. Gerald D, I don't know why I keep responding to you, man. Maybe it's just, I don't know. I'm surprised folks still quote Sports Illustrated. Come on, whatever, man. If Sports Illustrated put out something that you like, you'd be like, Sports Illustrated said, Coach, y'all kill me with them, man. I got to love you guys. But you know what's funny? Y'all don't ever call in. I got to start giving y'all love on the big screen. I got to start calling in, man. That's what y'all got to start doing. If you don't start calling in, ain't paying. Just call it what it is. All right, let me go up here to the. So Mike says, oh, did I click it? All right, Mike says, can you please explain if Sapp will be able to work players on the field after the 2 graduate assistant coaching staff spots allowed or filled? He will still be able to clarify. My bad, thanks, man. Problem, man. You don't have to say my bad. I appreciate you for the $10. Thank you so much. Yes, as a graduate assistant, I just want to be clear. As a graduate assistant, he will be able to instruct. Analyst roles, quality control roles will not be able, technically speaking, will not be able to instruct on a football field, but graduate assistants can. So hopefully that clears that up for you. That's actually a very smart move by Colorado by making him a graduate assistant. I brought this up last week that, oh, well, what about the money? How do you get paid? Well, graduate assistants get a stipend. They're technically students. They go to college. They get their graduate degree paid for by the university or by the football team. Okay. And they're in school. All right. I'm speaking technicalities here. I'm not saying what's going to happen. And so therefore they receive a stipend. Some schools are different. 5,000, 6,000, 8,000, whatever. But what a lot of coaches do is let them run the camps that we just saw Coach Prime put out, I think the day last week, Wednesday, and they pay them out of those camps to help supplement maybe some salaries. So that's how I just put that out there. So hopefully, Mike, give me a thumbs up in the chat if that answers your question. Thank you for the $10 in that sense. And I appreciate it. Easy does it. Hope you call on in. Oh, I see you here. But I got a caller in front of you, and then I'll come to you. Caller, talk to us. Give us your name, where you're calling from.
You ready? Hi.
Uh-oh, hold on, Ms. Wilcox. This is the Oracle, y'all.
Let's get the obvious stuff out of the way. We're all here to do what we're all here to do. Because you didn't come here to make the choice. You've already made it. You're here to try to understand why you made it. I thought you'd have figured that out by now.
We got Ms. Wilcox on the line, a.k.a. the Oracle. You about to get your brain fertilized and your cranium cracked. Talk to us, Ms. Wilcox.
Well, not my talk. It's talk behind the doors. Number one, there's wealth, health, and opportunities. And the sun did show up for the Super Bowl game. They was dressed, presented by their father.
Okay.
Y'all didn't see that clear? Y'all didn't understand that? So they gonna be in the draft coming up? Most definitely, possibility. And at the end, Daddy can move on with them too. They're saying they can buy him a house because the house that he's in, maybe him and his female partner might be selling it. Remember, that's not rumors. That's truth.
Okay.
She decided to pull out and in that house. So let's go on to the next.
Okay.
I'm not going to carry there. His health protocol. I'm not going to say because it's protocol. I'm going to respect that. So the NFL will open doors for him to sit him in the seat.
All right.
Sometimes your health and your wealth can be seated.
Okay.
There's nothing we can do about that. That was a decision of a protocol. And I'm not going to carry too much about that. But it's up to him. Because his kids are moving on. And he can move on.
Okay.
Because he took the team 4-8. They was 1. And he's bringing all the material they need. So if they talk about coaches change, well, he might go back in the NFL and sit there and be that commentator speaking and rest with his wealth and his health because he done that.
Okay.
Other decision is this. Sure, they pushing him on out the door because somebody else want that job that he established to get them back on track. He did that. And y'all can't see that?
I see it.
They are trying to move him, but he got options. And he got opportunities.
Yes, ma'am.
Money talk, it must be the money.
Must
But
be the money.
His health, his
Okay.
wealth, and his children is his love. And the kids are telling you, well, Dad, we can get your house closer. So those is his family. But
Okay.
protocol is something that you cannot ignore.
Yes, ma'am.
And that's called health. But he's still prime time no matter where he sit at or stand up at.
That's
You
right.
all got to remember. Life is short. Life is what you make it of. And sometimes the decision have to be made,
Yes, ma'am.
whether we like it or not. But as it lasts, he has opened plenty of doors to Black coaches, and he's still doing it while he's moving around. He never neglect whatever he came into the world to do, because he was already prepared at birth to do this. And I'm out. Bye.
Bye, Miss Wilcox. I miss you, Miss Wilcox. I ain't talked to you in a long time. Don't be a stranger. I tell people all the time, if you're new to this channel, you may not get it right now. You'll be at the red light. You'll be at the fast food line, just laying in the bed. You'll be like, that's what she was. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. All right, let me go and get to the next caller here. I think this is my man Easy Does It. Appreciate y'all, everybody coming on in. I like the fact that y'all like the title. I guess it's working. I appreciate it. Whatever. It says fact or fiction. Anyway, everybody get mad. Huh? Everybody want the bad guy.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy. So say good night to the bad guy.
Say good night to the bad guy. All right. Is this my man Easy Does It?
What up, Coach?
What's going on, man? I was feeling a little hostility and smoke coming out the chat.
Nah, man, I got you. I just pulling strings, man. Hey, but I got a question for you, honestly.
All right.
How would you feel, honestly, if the shoe ended up fitting and he came to Miami and he was the coach? How would you receive it? How long would you think he would stay there? Do you think, Coach Sapp would come? I mean, tell me how you would feel about that.
I would actually, I hate to say that, I would feel the same. I would feel like he has to come in. There's things he has to learn, get things right. Recruiting is not an issue. I definitely would. You talking about the Miami market, him being a Florida guy, that'll be crazy. The games will be not. I think it's the same atmosphere. And if you add a little bit more to it, because it is the city of Miami, right? Because it is the Miami Hurricanes. So if the shoe was on the other foot, I would say the same thing. I would say I would have the same praises and I would have the same constructive criticism. I do it now. I ask questions. This is not a go along to get along. This is not a fan page. This is a football page where we talk football, where we push the envelope and we ask questions, and we don't just go because we say, what if this? What happens if that? Should we do this? That's where you create conversations, and that's how we all learn. So, for example, there are a lot of people who are now either new to college football, new to football, or just getting back to it and don't realize that it doesn't work the way it did 20, 25 years ago. So like I said, I'm not going to change me. My niche in this world and on the YouTube world was to try to educate people about things that maybe they didn't know, just to give it to you from a coach's perspective. And I'm going to continue to do that. I'm not going to change that. I'm not going to sit here and just rah, because that's what it is. I'm going to ask questions, and that's what I'm going to continue to do. And if people like it, I appreciate it. If people don't like it, I can respect it. But maybe this ain't the channel for you. And that's cool. I'm cool with that too.
Yeah. Yeah. I understand that. And I got another question for you. A little bit off topic, but so tell me what you think about the defensive coordinator hire with Livingston. And do you feel like that scheme-wise he's going to be bringing up DBs on the line and then backing them off, you know what I mean, and playing them deep like Cincinnati did, last couple of years? I mean, what's your thoughts on that, and how's that going to play out?
Okay. So I did the show last week about the Livingston hire. I said that he's the most. I said that he's the most important hire for Colorado this year. We know that they can score points. We know that they will score points, but you got to be able to stop people at the same time, right? We know that they've had some issues with stopping the run. Yes, I know they got some new pieces, but we're talking about what we can compare it to. I can only compare what they did last year to this year. I can't make assumptions. I don't make assumptions. I'm saying this is where they had issues. And now, how does Livingston come in and fix those issues through philosophy and scheme? Second thing is, I can't tell you what Livingston's going to run. He has no track record. That's okay. But what I believe is he will get his philosophy and how he wants to do things through his tenure at the Bengals. Meaning,
Right.
one thing I can tell you and I don't know this guy, never spoke to him. I had never even heard of him prior to this. But for him to be the defensive back coach under 4 different coordinators and not be fired, because being fired in college is not always a bad thing. It's just what happens, right? A head coach gets fired, they clean the staff out, and they bring in their guys, right? It's just, you saw Coach Prime do it. What did he do?
Every year.
He cleaned out, no, but I'm saying he cleaned out the staff that was there prior to him, and he brought in his guys. But for Robert Livingston to stay on the staff through 2 head coaches and multiple coordinators tells me he's a very bright guy and he understands football. Okay. That's what it tells me. Right. And he's a guy who understands how to read the room. That's what that tells me. Okay. Now, through those 4 coordinators, he will create his own recipe of defense. But I can't tell you what the chef is cooking right now because we haven't seen him bring a plate out yet. So I can only assume that, yes, to your point, there will be some DB pressures in there. There may be some other things that Cincinnati has done. And to your point, guess what? The North Dakota State coaching staff, you know what they're doing right now as we speak?
Looking at Cincinnati film.
Looking at Cincinnati film because they don't have nothing else to go off of. So they're trying to dissect. Where he implemented things. When did he become the DB coach? They're only guessing, just like we are. What is he going to pick up? And they're probably going to try to pick up all the things that Cincinnati did well. And they're going to say, okay, this guy is going to probably use the things that they did extremely well. See, those first games with new coordinators are always the hardest because you don't know what they're coming out of the kitchen with. You have no idea what the chef is cooking.
Like Sean Lewis last year.
Well, that's not true because you've seen Sean Lewis work before. You've seen Charles Kelly work before.
True. That's true.
But when you get a brand new coordinator, like his first time being a coordinator, you don't know what he's going to come with. So you got to kind of prepare for everything. And then as the game goes on, then you start hitting them with the tendency chart. You know what I'm saying? Easy does it. And that's where it goes.
Yeah.
And that's all I'm saying, bro. So for me to give you, yeah, but for me to come out and say he's going to do this, this, and this, that's disingenuous. And if anybody comes out and says, oh, he's going to run this 40, he's going to come here with a 4-2, they don't know. They're guessing, and that's okay too. But let's be real. You don't know what that person's going to do.
I agree, man. Hey, I appreciate you taking my call, man. I was just busting your chops in the chat, man. I'm just glad that, Big Dog Chico put me on to you, and I actually got a real football channel I can watch now.
Oh, damn. I appreciate that. Easy does it. Thank you for coming on through, man.
All right, bro.
All right, man. All right, thanks, brother. 4507 coming to you. Call or talk to us. 4507. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from. 4507 going once. 4507 going once.
Hello.
Oh, my bad. I had to slap you, wake you up. Talk to me, 4507. What's your name?
Oh. Hey, yeah. What's going on, man? Look, what I was trying to find out was
hold on, real quick, brother. I'm sorry, real quick. Can you turn your television down in the back? Because it's coming through your phone.
Yeah, sure. Hold on.
Sure. Real quick, can you turn your television? L&V, and they say I'm messy. I ain't do it. Oh, you're chilling.
Okay, how about that?
That's perfect, man. Talk to me.
Okay, yeah, I got a quick question for you, man. Being that all of this is really new, man, for Colorado, a lot of the fans are just coming on right now. A lot of people don't know nothing about Colorado, man. They don't have no really history. They don't have nothing. So they just really, everybody's just following Prime, okay? And so one thing that I'm very, very concerned about is that when the topic of him leaving keeps coming up, does that hurt you? Do you think that hurt the recruiters? I mean, like the kids that's looking at coming to Colorado, and maybe they hear or rumors of him leaving. Do you, as a coach, as a prior coach, do you think that would actually possibly hurt the fact that the decision making of the kids, the players?
Here's what I'll say. I challenge every prospect to ask the head coach that. Because now that coach has to look you in the face as a man and say yes or no. Now, that doesn't mean they're not going to leave. This is not a Coach Prime thing. Again, I bring up Nick Saban because everybody want to call him the GOAT. He literally took a commitment from a kid on January 6th named Daniel Hill, who's a running back. Listen to what I'm about to tell you, brother. Matter of fact, what's your name? William. Daniel Hill is a running back at Alabama who's just signed. On January 6th, he signed his national letter of intent. Not an NIL, but an NLI. Not a name, image, and likeness, but a national letter of intent on January 6th. January 10th, Nick Saban retired. So this is not a Coach Prime thing. What I'm trying to tell you guys is I challenge every prospect to ask that question to the head coach. Even Mike Gundy, who's been at doggone Oklahoma State for a gazillion years. Coach, do you have any aspirations of leaving the university to look at other ventures? Because now you got that eye to eye. I ain't talking about over no phone, no text message. You look at me straight in the eye because there's something about that. So now to answer your question. Yes, it could be an issue. But the beauty of this is that these kids do have the transfer portal, so they're not locked in like it used to be. See, it used to be coach tell you, okay, no, I'm going to be here. And then they leave and the kid is locked in. Well, now the NCAA has a mechanism in place where the kids have 30 days and over to leave and go somewhere else. It's a headache, but at least they're not trapped like they used to be. They used to get trapped all the time.
Okay, I hear what you're saying. I do hear what you're saying. It's just that, like I said, man, for so long, as I sit down and just watch and I look at the various, all of the different content that's coming up, and really YouTube has actually more influence, really, man, than ESPN and all the rest of the different media outlets. It's just that when I keep hearing that, because there are several times, man, when I keep hearing what kids are like. One kid that was committed to him, and then all of a sudden he was confused. He thought that Prime was leaving, and he actually decommitted. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I was trying to find out the responsibility of each person that's on any type of media outlet, you know what I'm saying, to actually really be careful. Because I don't see no other colleges being challenged the way Colorado's being challenged with the question of whether or not the coach is leaving. Not. You don't see Dan Lanning out in Oregon, being challenged. I'm checking out all of them. I just don't hear it.
So here's what I'll tell you. Dan Lanning did get that challenge, right? He did get that challenge earlier, but he said he wasn't going anywhere. Hell, I didn't know to believe him or not. Like I said, we've seen this 100 times. How about Jed Fish? I could go pull a clip right now of Jed Fish saying, I'm not going anywhere. Arizona is the place I want to be. Why would I leave? And 48 hours later, he going to Washington. I could pull that clip. You could YouTube that clip right now. Just put in Jed Fish stays at Arizona, and it'll come up. These coaches are liars.
Yeah, I remember saying that. Yeah.
These coaches are liars. I'm just telling you, because they're always going to do what's best for their families, not your family. And I want coaches, I want kids and parents, if you're a parent and you have a prospect, I'm calling it what it is. I'm just telling you, because when I was coaching and I had my job was to protect my players, not to protect the university. Yeah, I may have a relationship with a high school, with a college coach, but my job was to make sure my player had the most information he could to make an informed decision. These coaches will look you in. Do you think Kalen DeBoer at the end of that run said, all right, guys, I appreciate y'all, but I'm looking to go to Alabama? No. Kalen DeBoer didn't say anything until it was over. We saw, since y'all don't say nothing about Miami, we saw our beloved Mario Cristobal sit right there at Oregon when they asked him about the rumors of him coming to Miami, and Coach Cristobal said, I have no need to do those things. I love where I am here at Oregon, blah, blah, blah. And Oregon is working out some things for me here. That's exactly what he said. And guess what? 72 hours later, Mario Cristobal is the new head coach at the University of Miami. So I don't put anything past any of these coaches on any level because it's all about them.
Okay, so like you said, when you were speaking with the other lady, okay, so I guess you were talking about next year, not this year. So you actually speaking the possibility of next year then.
Yeah, I was never speaking. I was never speaking about this year. And then again, if they listen to what I said, I even talked about Sam Pittman being on the hot seat. I talked about him, what he's got to do this year. I don't think anybody's getting fired and hired right now unless there's some kind of scandal. But I don't think anybody's getting fired at this point in college football or any new head coaches being hired unless somebody leaves. But no, I'm not talking. You're not firing Sam Pittman. You're not firing Billy Napier right now. If you were going to fire him, you would have been fired. I'm speaking of after this season. I'm not sure. If I misled y'all or y'all didn't hear it that way, I'm not speaking to you particularly. But for anybody out there, if you guys are misled because you're it's clickbait. Well, you clicked it. Appreciate it.
Oh no, I don't. Honest man, God, I don't even deal with the clickbait stuff. I'm just really trying to get some clarity because at the beginning of I love this. I really do. And the only thing that I would really love for you, if you could, being because you're a prior coach,
sure,
if you could actually explain to us who are sitting at home looking at this, and not a professional at all, but you know, so I'm a self-proclaimed coach, never coached a day in my life, but. So that's what I'm saying. If you can explain to a lot of the people that's new to this, what's going on, like you said, you're trying to make it to be clear to those that's, you know, maybe just coming on, maybe just getting into it, etc. If he was to say, for instance, next year come about in a position at Florida or one of the other larger colleges, what would make you think that he would actually want to leave, being that he's financially he already established? So if you could kind of explain that, and then I'll hang up and let you talk.
I appreciate that. That's actually a great question. So sometimes you ask yourself why, right? So when you look at things like, I'll just bring up Florida or even Arkansas, but I'll just bring up Florida because I'm a little bit more familiar with Florida than I am Arkansas. I'm talking about the university, that is, not the state of. One, you're talking SEC, you're talking big time, you're talking about you're literally sitting in the heart, in the mecca of recruiting. Okay. He's trying to pull a lot of kids from Florida to Colorado, which that's what he's supposed to be doing. But imagine how easy it is now just think about the geography of Florida, the University of Florida, where it sits. You now have Georgia you can pull out of. You got all of Florida you can pull from. You can go into Alabama, Louisiana, Texas. You can pull all those people this way. South Carolina, right? Tennessee. So geographically speaking, Florida sits right in the epicenter of where you want to kind of be. You understand? So far as bringing kids, and they're not far away. They're not getting on a 4-hour flight to Colorado, right? This is not a knock. I'm just telling you what it is, right? We all know that Florida is a hotbed. Georgia is a hotbed for recruiting. Louisiana, Texas, Alabama, the Southeast. That's why SEC, Southeastern Conference, is probably most dominant because that's where the most dominant players come from when it comes to the game of football. When you look at basketball, it may be up north or Midwest. I don't know. Okay. So I say all that to say that's one thing that's attractive. Two, you talk about monies, you talk about dollars, you talk about resources. Okay. And within the University of Florida, you're talking about, hear what I'm about to tell you. Okay. You want to talk about money. I don't know what Coach Prime is making. Y'all can pull it up. But Colorado, we just showed this, that their defensive coordinator is just shy of $1 million, right? Hold on, I want to pull this up for you, brother. I'm gonna answer the other calls. I'm coming. I want to pull up what his salary is. Austin Armstrong, okay? Austin Armstrong is the defensive coordinator at the University of Florida. Austin Armstrong is a 30-year-old defensive coordinator, and his base salary is $1.1 million. See, we're talking difference in numbers. We're talking money now. So now you have more to pay. His running back coach, and y'all, we just pulled it up. Y'all, if you don't mind, fact checkers in the chat, it came out. Everybody's talking about the salaries. We're talking about position coaches at Colorado making 300 and something thousand. Okay, right? Let me see. I'm just typing this in. Hold on.
That's all right. I appreciate you. I really do.
No, anytime. That's why I said that's what this platform is for. All right. Here we go. Gator Sports, April 2023. So we're going to talk about money. Okay. I'm sorry. Austin Armstrong, who I just talked about, at DC at Florida, is making $3.6 million contract, 3 years. That's his contract. Okay. Let me see if I can pull up. Billy Gonzalez. Okay. Billy Gonzalez will earn a salary of $500,000 just to coach the wide receivers. That's $200,000 more than the current assistant coaches. All right, Russ Callaway, and again, I don't know, the tight ends coach is making $300,000. Corey Raymond got a $30,000 raise. Listen to this. He's not even the coordinator, brother. He was the safeties coach. How much you think Corey Raymond made? As the DB coach at Florida, how much do you think he made if you had to guess?
Yeah, probably $200,000, $250,000, $300,000.
All right, watch this. I'm going to hurt your feelings. UF secondary coach Raymond will now oversee all defensive backs after Tony worked with the safeties last season. Raymond, who made a base salary of $725,000 last season, will earn $755,000 this season just to coach the safeties, dog. He's not even a coordinator.
Yeah, I got you on that.
I know, but that right there is the deciding factor, is the amount of money that is being made over time for these guys. And you're in a better recruiting pool.
Okay, well, that answers. I mean, I appreciate you, man. I really do. That's why I wanted to just call, man, to make sure, I just want to make sure we stay on it. Because I watch you and I watch Chico, you know what I'm saying? And I just wanted to make sure I got clarity when I was listening to it. Because I heard you in the first caller as y'all was talking, man. So I just wanted to make sure everything was on one. I continue to watch and hear what you got to say. I appreciate you.
Anytime, brother. Thank you so much. Yeah. All right. That was a good call. I got Neck Bone in the building. Neck Bone.
What's going on? What's going on, Coach Hayes?
My neck.
I read the title, man, and I really got a question for you because I know you've been a coach before.
All right.
The obvious answer is yes. Take the job. If you're anybody, but if you're Deion Sanders, right?
Mm-hmm.
And hear me out on this.
I'm listening.
You've already left Jackson State the way you left. You're promoting Colorado. You're getting all these players in, and you're on all the talk shows promoting this school and how you need to bring kids in. You're not getting all the blue chip players, but you're just getting bits and pieces, right? If you don't win this season, say if you just win 6 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
My answer to you, I need 2 answers from you.
Okay.
Does that look crazy for him going somewhere else? Not saying that nobody's gonna want him, because somebody's still gonna want him. Does that look crazy? And if you're Dion and you've done everything he did, not what Coach Hayes would do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if you're Dion, if you offer those jobs, explain to me how you would take that job.
It's not hard. It's part of the business. See, you guys are thinking, and I hear you, Nick Bone.
But no, Coach Hayes, not you. I get it, because you're gonna say the money, obviously, because it's definitely a pay increase. But if, like, I spoke to you countless times, and you've even said, this is crazy. Like, why is he putting himself under fire? Like, why he putting all this pressure on himself?
No, I never said. Whoa. I know. Whoa, Nick Bone. I got to be clear now. I never said that he's putting pressure on himself. What I said was I wanted to keep the fan bases from having their expectation up here. So if he does not meet your expectation, people turn on him, and we're starting to see that a little bit with Miami. Not the cross coach here, but what I'm saying is that's who he is. He's going to market. Coach Prime, can I tell y'all something? Coach Prime don't give a dang about Coach Hayes. He doesn't. He doesn't care that I do shows. I don't think he cares about any of that. His job is to do his job. That's his job. I know that sounds crazy. His job is to promote, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, move on to the next. That's part of marketing. Everything you do in marketing doesn't work. Everything that you do doesn't always succeed in that sense, and you keep pushing forward. And what I'm going to tell you, Neckbone, is I think the biggest problem is I think that there's a disconnect between fans and coaches understanding this game. Here's the best way I can explain it. You go into an emergency room. Doctor tries to perform surgery from an accident, and the patient passes away. He goes out, lets the family know Jane Doe didn't make it. You guys are super distraught as a family. But for him, he might do this 5 times a night. Does he feel a certain way? Sure. But it doesn't consume him like it does the family, because they don't go through this all the time. It's not business for them. For that surgeon, he may make that notification 3-4 times a night. You understand where I'm coming from? He has no emotional attachment. Sometimes you like your job, but for them, it's business. For you, you're a fan. I love my team. I love the Miami. I love Texas. I love Michigan. I love Ohio State. But for them, it's business. And I think that's the disconnect between fans and coaches, that they don't understand. For coaches, bro, they will flip that shirt inside out faster than you can shake a stick at. But for fans, how dare you go over there? And that's the best way I can kind of try and put it. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. And still at that point, Coach Hayes, you're saying it with the obvious answer is, I know coaches, and, I watch the game enough to understand how it goes. You get a better job. It's not about what you do, because it's your job. Just like LeBron James, right? He gets on the press conference later on in his career lately, and he's saying, okay, my job is to play as a Laker. It's not what I'm doing this summer. So he kind of hides the fact that he could possibly go somewhere else, because it's a big name, and, but at the same time, when we talking Dion, somebody who is literally, then poured his life into these kids, and literally, like, it's almost like being a man at this point. You got to stand on it. Like, you got everybody in Colorado, and you only been here for 2 years, and you haven't even had a winning season, and you jump.
He did that at Jackson. But let's be honest. But he did that at Jackson.
Oh,
because the business, I'm not knocking this. How many kids did he leave behind at Jackson? That's the business. Unfortunately, you got to cut ties.
But we knew that was coming, though, Coach Hayes. It's elevate. At that point, it's elevate, right? At that point, at being at a SWAC school, then getting into the Power 5, it's elevating. Like, at Colorado, I'm one of those people at this point, like, even if he lose and he wins 6 games, that's a win, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what's 6 wins this year and what's 9 games next year, and then his last, say, 1 more year, he wins a championship. That's possible. Now, if you jump ship and you don't win, like, that could possibly be his career, because at that point, you go into Florida, you got a chance to get all the recruits, and you still lose. Like, at this point, it's like, we know he's not the best coaches with X's and O's because he doesn't even have a fullback. So now you have to go get all these new coaches. Like, we're talking about Dion. We're not talking about Kirby. We're talking about somebody who think he could just flip ship and things will change. Like, I'm going off of what I see coaching wise. Like,
so again, you're speaking. Yeah, but Nick, I get you, Nick Bone. You're speaking out of emotion, and I understand it. You are. Nick Bone, hear what I'm saying. And I'm not trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be sarcastic. What I'm saying is, when I say you're speaking out of emotion, meaning you want him to fight with those kids. I get it. And I know he's Deion Sanders. He's different than any other person. But every coach moves up. You just said it was elevation. Florida and Arkansas is elevation over Colorado. It is what it is. Would you agree or disagree with that?
What it sound like to me, Coach? What my mama used to get mad at me about? It sounds like job hopping. That's what it sounds like.
It is.
It's job hopping. And it's not good because you jump to one job and one job. He ain't learning nothing.
No, but
like,
okay.
He's still gonna have to coach at Florida, Coach Hayes.
I'm not saying he doesn't have to coach. No, hear me out. I'm not saying he doesn't have to coach. But you're job hopping and you're making upward. He's not going from Colorado to what would be equivalent? He's not going from Colorado to what would be a equivalent program right now. If you go to these programs, yeah, their record says one thing, but you're making upward movement. For example, you're a computer programmer, right? You're a computer programmer, Negbone. You with Hayes Technological Industries. I'm not Google. You're a coder for me. You go get another job. Hold on. You go get another job at, hell, I don't know this. Yahoo. Is that an upward movement? Even though you're still a coder, is that upward movement for you?
Yes, Coach Hayes, but let me
hold on. Let me finish. Coach Hayes is Jackson State. Yahoo is Colorado. And now Google comes calling you. Do you not go to Silicon? Do you not go to Google? I'm just saying that's what I'm trying to get to paint the picture.
I'm gonna answer you. I'm gonna answer you, Coach, and I'm gonna answer you in this way so you can kind of understand what I'm saying, and then we'll move on, right? Because I'm gonna be fair.
Let's do it.
I'm a welder, right? Okay. It's everybody knows it's different parts of welding, right? So let's just say if I'm pipe welding, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm pipe welding and I'm doing good at my job, but you know what I'm saying, I'm getting job offers everywhere I could get a job offer, right? But then they're asking me to be an underwater welder. I can swim a little bit, right? But I can't swim like a fish. So if I go and get that job, even though I could, and I'm not as good as I could be, and I don't last but like 1 year, how am I winning?
So you're saying,
I know he can get the job, but if he's not going to do any better.
Well, how do you know he's not going to do better?
If there's a possibility that it can be repetitive, him not being able to run the ball 50-50. He's throwing the ball. He's every single play, keeping his defense on the field, not knowing his timeouts, when to call a timeout, blaming everybody for his problems. Let's see. I don't care about the season. What did he say in the last? He said, I don't care about the season. My dog got a gold chain. Making statements like that, no, he needs to stay where he at and just own up to it and be a better coach, because it's not going to matter. He can get the same players if he just sit there and take time with his family in Colorado that he would in Florida at this point. Now, before last year, I would say yeah. But now he didn't, built the foundation. Just stand on it. And that's all I'm saying.
Listen, I hear you and I understand that. But this is not that profession. I get where you're coming from, but this is, unfortunately, because that's the same thing you could say about Jed Fish. Jed Fish built up Arizona, right? Just think about that. Arizona was bad. Jed Fish came in there and built up Arizona. And guess what he did? He dipped for a better opportunity. Here's another one. I'm going to give this last one. I got to run next. Boom.
Go ahead, Coach.
Let's look at Charlie Strong right now. Charlie Strong leaves. Should have got the job at Florida, but he doesn't. Becomes the head coach at Louisville. Before Charlie Strong gets to Louisville, it's known as a basketball school. Am I right or wrong? Would you agree or disagree with that?
Yeah, I'm listening, but I'm just looking at Shad in the chat. He said Neckbone don't want to take his Colorado stuff to Goodwill because he spent good money. Man, I'm not going to – hey, before I go, Shad, I didn't spend no money on Deion winning them games, man. I spent money on his son not throwing over 350 yards, even though there was a pass offense. So I'm about football, man. I'm not.
No, he's just
I'm not
talking
about
trash,
the,
man. He's just talking trash.
I'm not about the.
Okay, yeah, but listen, I want to finish
views,
this.
Man.
I know, but he's just having fun. Here's what I want to finish saying about Charlie Strong. Charlie Strong turns Louisville with Teddy Bridgewater and all of those kids coming out of South Florida. Right? Remember, he flips Teddy Bridgewater from the University of Miami to Louisville. And Texas comes calling. Should he have not taken that Texas job? Think about it. Not hindsight. Don't look at what happened and then say, nah, he shouldn't have taken it. He had to take the Texas job. Well, that's what I'm trying to tell you is that I'm not saying Deion has to take any job. Nobody has to take any job. But what I'm saying is that Texas was a better job than Louisville. Even though he built Louisville up to be a good team. Let's look at Scott Frost at UCF. Scott Frost built it up, right? He built up UCF undefeated. Damn, the mythical national champions. Yada, yada, yada. He goes to Nebraska.
Hey, Coach Hayes,
and fails miserably.
I can't let you do that. Charlie Strong, the difference between Charlie Strong and Deion is Charlie Strong coached his way into that Texas job by winning. Deion Sanders didn't coach his way. He raised money for the school to get considered in the Florida and either these schools job opportunities. So with that being said, stay loyal to the soil. I mean,
that's
Jackson
another
State hired him without a degree, and he went up there and he coached good. But at this point, you just taking and you ain't giving nothing but views and clicks. Like, I'm a football fan. I want to see Deion win games. Fuck a click and a view. Go win the ball games, man.
I got you, brother.
Like, when does this stop, man?
It does. It never stops, bro, until you find your home. It never stops.
Okay, I just guess I'll be watching Georgia and Alabama every year in the championship.
You want to know why? You want to know why they don't leave? Because they're the pinnacle. They're the top. Georgia and Alabama Ohio State are the top echelon. These are the top. They're not climbing. That's all I'm trying to tell you. But, man, I appreciate you, Netbone, man. As always, I got to run, brother.
God bless. Have a good night, man. Thank you. Thank you, panel. Salute to the panel, man.
Always, man. All right, 1435 coming up next. I appreciate it. 1435. Call or talk to us. Give us your name. Where you calling from?
What's going on, Coach? It's Terry from B-Moon.
Terry. You lucky we ain't got no beef this season. I was looking at the schedule, but I'm gonna leave that quiet.
Hey, it's coming. It's coming. I told you we're gonna see each other in the ACC championship. Don't worry about it.
Let's get it on. Shout out to DMX. So
Yeah,
talk to
sir.
us, man. What's on your mind, man?
Man, look, Neckbone on some righteous black power stuff tonight. Normally he be spitting hot fire. I don't know what he talking about tonight. Tell me this: is Deion Sanders worth more than Jimbo Fisher in Texas A&M?
What do you mean?
How much money do you think he would raise for Texas A&M?
I mean, I would assume a lot, just because what he's. I mean, he is the lightning rod.
Yeah.
Yes.
But this is the thing though, right? So to the topic, this is the thing that I'm tripping off everybody. They worried about what Deion want to do and this, that, and the third. You ever heard of an offer you can't refuse? Bro, if they walk in that room and offer that man $100 million 10 years, he's gone. It's not just about Deion. Look at how many people he brought from Jackson State to where he's at. Players, staff, everybody. You mean to tell me a Texas A&M, a Florida State, a Florida, Arkansas gonna offer this man an enormous amount of money like that, and he gonna walk back into his support group for real and say, man, I had to turn it down. This is about the kids. What?
It's business, bro. Matter of fact, we just saw Willie Simmons. Listen, we just saw Willie Simmons leave.
Beat Deion up, man.
But listen, we just saw Willie Simmons leave FAMU, right? For what, a $200,000 increase, and he just the running back coach at Duke. He not even the head coach. He just the running back coach at Duke.
That's what I'm saying. So imagine if you was on that staff, bro, and Deion got the chance to go. You know he gonna bring you with him, and you mean to tell him you gonna turn down Texas A&M? You gonna turn down Arkansas, Florida for the kids? We can bring the kids. We can tell them pack their stuff up too. We can all go to Texas.
Guess what?
Talking about?
He did it at Jackson State. He sure brought Shador and Shiloh, and he could take Jimmy Horn with him and everybody else, and he could take Dylan Edwards and bring them to Arkansas, or Florida, or Texas. Well, and that's the thing, guys. It's the natural progression of this profession, and I think a lot of people are missing. I'm not saying that Coach Prime is going anywhere. He may stay there 1,000 years, and that's okay. Like, you have different coaches have different, like Mike Van Gundy, for example. Mike Van Gundy at Oklahoma State is happy where he is. Nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying that every coach makes the same decision, but Mike Van Gundy, who's at Oklahoma State, has been there almost maybe 20 years, right? Some 20 years,
right?
And that's okay. And they never won a natty. Right? They're not winning natties, but he's comfortable. The administration is comfortable with him. The community's comfortable with him. He's good. And that's okay. Coach Prime may stay in Colorado for 1,000 years, and that's good. I'm not saying he's going to leave, but don't think it's not outside the realm of possibilities that he could, because any coach could leave. Bro, who in the world thought that Mark Richt would leave Georgia after a certain amount of time, who had been there forever?
Right.
It's what it is, bro. But anyway,
But you hit the nail on the head earlier when you said what you said about geographics. Geographically, and this is why we hear Coach Prime kind of walking the fence a little bit this year, because he's seeing how hard it is to actually win at Colorado. The truth of the matter is, geographically, he know he had a disadvantage. Once he was blessed with the fact that he got one of the best quarterbacks in college as his son, that he could just take with him. But after look at what he's losing next year. So you lose your kids, both your sons go, Travis go, Jimmy go, like you starting literally from scratch in Colorado. Man gone after this year. He out of there, bro.
Yeah, I can't say that.
I'm rooting for him to go. I want him to go somewhere so he can win. I want him to go somewhere. You know how on fire college football would be overall if Deion was at a major power in college football. It would be crazy.
Like I said,
that would
bro,
be good for the entire sport.
Oh yeah, definitely. You got to take those opportunities. I don't say you have to. The likelihood of you taking them is high, right? But then we go look at a guy like Mel Tucker. You know, he blew it when he got there, literally. But Mel Tucker was at Colorado. Hell, he went mediocre at Colorado and he got a job at Mississippi State. Michigan State. And he got the hell out of there. It's just what it is. Right?
Yeah.
It is what it is, man. But let me push on, man. I got a couple more people in the building. But, man, thank you, man, as always, man, for supporting this program, bro. Appreciate you.
Always, brother. Always, man. And I'm gonna just leave with this.
Sure.
Why are we okay with Jimbo Fisher and all these other coaches walking away with these $72 million parachutes? But when we talk about Coach Prime, he got to always stay at a Jackson State for the kids or stay in Colorado for the kids. No, damn, man, after them kids. Go get that bag, bro. Like, we talking about generational on top of generational wealth. The hell with them kids. They can come with you.
Think about it. Somebody give you $72 million to leave, bro. For coaching
that be Coach Prime?
For coaching a game?
I want that to be Coach Prime.
Hold on, check this out. That's not including what he's been making through the years of coaching. They gave him 72 to dip.
Yes.
Bro, they gave him $72,000. I mean, $72 million. Think about it. They gave Ed Ogeron 17. They gave this dude 72 to say, peace out. I'm gone.
Jeez.
And here's the funny thing. He left Florida State for Texas A&M. What do you think is a more prestigious job? Let's call a spade here. Florida State is a more prestigious football job than Texas A&M overall. I'm talking about if you look at it, is the totality. The totality of it. Correct. Jimbo, like, y'all finna pay how much? I'm out. But, man, I got to run, dog. Appreciate you, man.
All right, bro.
Thanks, man. All right. I know what I'm going to next. Sheila from Colorado, I see you here. I'm coming to you. But I got a long snapping preacher on here, and I'm mad at him. I ain't seen him in a minute. Long snapping preacher, what's up, baby? Hold
what's
that.
What's up, Coach Prime? Coach Hayes?
Man, hold that chin out, man. Where you been, bro?
Coach, I've been doing a lot of big things in my life. Been blessed.
Good, bro.
And guess what, Coach?
Eyes are married now.
Huh?
Eyes are married now.
What's that mean?
My bad. I forgot you're young, and that's from Color Purple. Are you married now? I've
been married.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, well. All right. Shout out to Mrs. Long Snapping Preacher.
Guess what I got now, Coach?
You got a shorty.
I got a baby on the way now. How about that, huh?
Man, y'all clap it up, man. Little boy or girl?
Boy.
Y'all clap it up for the Long Snapping Preacher.
Oh, and guess what else, Coach?
What else? Coach? They twins?
No. Don't call me a long snapping preacher anymore because I lost the weight. I'm not a long snapper no more.
What are you?
In August time, I was 251. Guess how much I'm weighing now, Coach?
Probably about 227.
185. 185. I've been taking football serious now. How about that, huh?
Hold on. Before I give you the applause, 251 to 185.
Yes, sir.
And what you finna play now?
Safety.
I love it. Y'all clap it up for my dog, man. Oh my God. Hello? Hold on. You went from a 250-pound long snapper to 185-pound safety. I gotta see.
I had to put that work in. I realized I was getting lazy because in high school I played defensive end, some linebacker, and I realized I was getting lazy. Just wanted the offer. But there's a verse, and I think I don't know how to say it right, but just it talks about, you know, I gotta plant my seed. I gotta go after it for real, Coach. So I'm going after it for real now. So I had to lose the weight. Went on an extreme diet, about 2,000 calories a day, and been running, working out like crazy. Finally taking it serious. You know what I'm saying? And God and God seems to have opened the door. Give me a walk-on trial. I have a walk-on trial period coming at an FBS program, so I'm gonna go for it. And I guess we're gonna see. We're gonna see if it's meant for me. If it's not meant for me, at least I can say I tried. You know what I'm saying?
Sure. Yep. Go for it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And guess what, Coach? Nick Saban left. He was right. My dog Nick Saban, he's retired, man. It's a sad day. It's a sad day, and it's been a sad time in Alabama land.
Yeah.
But it's been a happy time. It's been a happy time for you, huh?
Not necessarily. I knew this day was coming, man.
It's been a happy time for the haters.
I'm never wrong, my brother. But anyway, we back to our old school. I'm reading my books while you talk, man. Go ahead. Finish this stuff up. Let me hit you with 2 minutes. You got 2 minutes. Go ahead, man.
2 minutes. I don't. If Deion Sanders leaves, that's his choice. Because what he can do at Florida is gonna be some amazing things. But guess what? He still ain't beating the new Kalen DeBoer led Crimson Tide, baby. So he can be fighting for third in the SEC, well, second in the SEC, because Kalen DeBoer, he's bringing dynamic impact to Alabama now. Roll Tide. That's all I gotta say. And whatever Deion does, I hope it's a good choice. But I really don't see him leaving anytime soon, because I really would find it funny if Florida fires Billy Napier after that tough schedule. But as I always say, may Jesus Christ be with you and all the people listening on this phone, and stay blessed, Coach. Much love to you. Bye.
You finished? All right. Well, there you have it right there, guys. Stephen Covey, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Go pick it up. If y'all don't know, that is the long snapping preacher. Now he's the long snapping safe. No. He the long safety preacher. I don't know. I'll come up with something else. But anyway, shout out to him, man. Happy for him. I forgot he did tell me he was married, man. Young guy, man. He be on his stuff. Alabama fan. I just give him his love, man. Yeah, he the long snapping. No, he can't be. He's still a preacher. So the safety, I don't know. We'll come up with something before it's over. Y'all do that in the chat. But anyway, appreciate it. Let me go on here. I got my girl from Colorado. She got that gold red velvet cake for you, boy. Sheila, talk to me.
Hey, Coach, how you doing?
How you doing, Sheila? How are you?
I'm doing good. Look, I want to call about Coach Crime and leaving Colorado. You know, anything is possible.
Sure.
You know, I think anything is possible, but I think, you know, like all money ain't good money.
That's fair.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
All money ain't good money. And so because I think when you look at Coach Prime, you look at the economy that he has, you look at some other things that he's allowed to do. And I think in those situations down south for a black coach, I don't know that he'll get to do the things that he does or wants to do at some of those other schools down there that he could do here in Colorado.
That's true. That's fair.
You know, so you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because it's more of, you know, like with the collectives and, you know, like the oil money down in Texas and all that kind of stuff. Those people run those programs a certain way, and they have more say over what happens in some cases than the president and the administrators of the school. So I think there's a lot of things to consider when you look at a job. Because I can say for me, I'm retired right now, but I had a very, very good job. But then it was just like a lot of junk and stuff that sort of pushes you over the edge, and then you leave. And I left and I went to a job. You know, I took off for about 1.5 years and then went to a job that paid me almost like $70,000 to $80,000 less than what I was making. But at that point, it wasn't about the money. It was about your mental and your ability to continue to do the things that you know you needed to do and to protect your mental. So it's more than money in a lot of cases that drive people. and I think Coach Sanders' prime is different than some of these coaches that their whole lives have been coaching and moving up the ranks and coaching to bigger Power 5 schools and that kind of stuff. He's been through that whole gamut of college and football, NFL and TV networks and coaching. Because remember, he was coaching kids that he was spending all his money for before he even went. Man was coaching high school. He was coaching little kids. He was coaching high school. You know, he wasn't making money coaching high school. He wasn't really making money coaching at Jackson State as a head coach, because you were just reading off coaches that are DB coaches that's at Florida that was making more than he was at Jackson State as a head coach.
That's right.
So, and I think one of the reasons why he went to Jackson, like at Florida State, I think they wanted, from what I understand, and I could be mistaken, but he was going to be, they were like, you need to be an assistant first or something like that, which if it was about money, he could have taken one of those assistant coaching jobs like at Florida or somewhere and still made, based on what you were saying, it may not have been that much, but he would have been making more than $300,000 that he was making at Jackson State. So money is relative to the person.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Sure.
How much is a lot of money is relative to the person based on what they already have or what they don't have. So I don't know. I think he gets a lot of control at Colorado. I think he likes Colorado. He likes the scenery. He likes the atmosphere, and he can do a lot of things. And I think he doesn't want to inherit something. He wants to build it himself. So we'll see how that works. But I'm not saying that he won't leave, but I think that anything is possible, based on a lot of different reasons why he may leave. But I think right now he's comfortable here, and he wants to build up the program in his way, because I think that would be more beneficial to him or more of a boost to his ego than going somewhere that's really quote unquote established and then trying to win from there.
Yeah, I like I said, and I'm okay either way. It's clickbait. Well, I just put it out there because, like I said, Sports Illustrated or whatever. But Gerald D said nobody follows Sports Illustrated, so I don't know what people follow. But anyhow, but we can't say that this rumor mill hasn't been spinning, right? Because the same argument that people are saying, and I'm just speaking in general here, Sheila. You can't, I'm speaking to you, but you can't, and other people can't say they have not heard, oh, Coach Prime gonna leave for another job, yada, 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 right? We've heard that. I think everybody's heard that, okay? So now when these people come out and then these people, quote unquote, betcolorado.com put out odds that the guy is going to leave, I'm just talking about it. I don't believe he will leave. But again, like I said before, it ain't the message. It's the messenger. And so that's what it's all about. But no, to your point, you're right. But I will say this, Sheila, sometimes it isn't about just him. But you heard what I just said. They had enough money that they're paying their assistant coaches, in some cases, double what their coaches are making at Colorado. So even if he does take that job, I get where you're coming from. I'm not saying he won't, but I'm just saying these are other factors too. That imagine instead of me paying my coordinator, me paying Coach Hart, who's his homeboy, $300,000, you can now get him $500,000 or $600,000 through those efforts. So it's a lot of different things. You're right, and we don't know until we know, and so I'll just leave it at that.
And see, I think like Coach Hart, for instance, he was the high school coach with him, and then Jackson State. But at Jackson State, he was making $6,000. So his salary just going to Colorado, what, 5 times what he was making?
Yeah.
Down in Jackson.
Sure.
So you never know. I'm not gonna say he won't leave, but I don't think he'll leave after this year when Shador graduates, because, you know, it's like Shador be gone and Travis and all those guys, but what he's going into, you know, he's trying to build a team more, because whether he stays in Colorado or goes somewhere else, he's going to be without Shador and Travis and Shiloh.
Correct. Now that is fair. Wherever, whatever happens, this is the as they say, this is for all the marbles when it comes to his kids on the football field. You're 100% correct.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you know, it is what it is. We'll see what happens. Of course, you know, because like all the while he was in Jackson State, it was the same rumors that he was leaving, you know, even in his first year or whatever. And I think the difference with him leaving Jackson State versus him leaving Colorado is that Colorado is, quote unquote, I guess they call it Power 4 now because it's not Power 5 anymore.
Power 4.2. They only got 2 teams left over there.
You know, so it was, and he wanted to do Power 5. We would just say Power 5. He wanted to do that, and so he's there. So the question is can he build there with what he has? Because I think, you know, like he's getting more support. Colorado is getting more support from, like, you know, that guy, what's his name, Bob Johnson, and I think he's getting support from Jared Jones and some of those guys that are putting into those collectives, which I think you talked about a little bit the last time, but they're putting money into those collectives. And so that's why he's able to get better players this year than he was able to get last year.
Correct.
And so, you know, we'll see what happens if he can. You know, people say, well, Colorado has died out, you know, all the hoopla and stuff that was about him last year, but they're going to get the same kind of coverage, because now people want to see, since he replaced the offensive line and some of those guys in the trenches on both sides, can he do better than the 4-8 last year? So that's going to be the issue this year.
That's correct. That's correct. But Sheila, baby, you know I love you. Had that cake ready for me because I'm coming.
I got you.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Talk to you.
Talk to you later. All right. Real quick. Gary Wood says, I understand that that what you were talking about next season, Coach. You were clear. Thank you. Appreciate it. Listen, if you guys want to call in, please do so now. 862-799-9956. I'm going to close the line after this next call. So please go ahead and call in now. If not, I will lock it. And we'll go from there. Anyway, let me take this next call right here, 3187. 3187. Please call in now so you can get in the queue, because as soon as I finish this, I'm out. Well, I got more callers back here, but I'm out of here. And if you hang up when I lock it, you won't be able to get back in. So please go ahead and call on in. Also, J27, you always got a lot to say. I would love to hear you call in, J27. I love having conversations. We ain't going to do no cursing and all that on the show. We're just going to talk. So don't be scared. Be great. I believe you're going to call in. Anyway, 3187. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Coach, this is Clark from North Carolina. What to do?
Clark, what's up with you, man? Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts on the topic today?
I'm just joining in. What was what triggered the topic?
So, as I was getting ready for the show, I was going to talk about coaching salaries. You know, I do this once a week, so I compile all the stuff. And this thing comes across and says, it's from Sports Illustrated, saying that if Arkansas, you know, gets rid of Sam Pittman next year, will they be looking west? And they start talking about Deion Sanders. And then a company, well, not a company, but a website, betcolorado.com. And I don't know if that's a real site or not, but they put some odds out saying Florida State was plus 600, Florida was plus 1,000, Arkansas plus 1,000, Auburn plus 1,200, Miami plus 1,750, USC plus 1,750, and any other program plus 120. And so they were just giving out chances. That's how we got here, dog.
Okay. Well, the day I was in the space, I was talking with some Florida guys, and and it was a UCF former player, Coach Dirt, was in there talking.
Say it again. What's his name?
Coach Dirt.
Okay.
He's an alumni of UCF. And they were saying Malzahn is going after next year from UCF to Arkansas. So, and before all of this, I was saying that if Prime was to leave, and I don't think if he was to leave, it'll be money motivated, because I think he feels like if he performs there, I think he'll be able to get whoever that's Power 5 to bring the bank. Obviously, everybody's bag is a little different, but I think it'll be more recruiting wise, just because Colorado, we don't have the best NIL collective, and it's in Colorado. It's still going to be a limit on the recruiting pool he's going to have. If he was to, like I was saying, talking to some of my other guys, if he was to be the head coach of UCF, how would the Florida, the Georgia recruiting will boom just for him being in Florida? I think besides and I don't know UCF NIL positioning. I know this last year was their first year in the Power 5.
Man, they got that Disney money, boy. That Universal Studios money, boy. No, I'm just talking, Trey. I'm just talking.
Okay. Well, if they got that bag, Prime in Florida is gonna be crazy. It will be crazy.
Ooh, UCF. Imagine this. Here we go. Let me spin the rumor mill a little bit faster, Clark. Gus Malzahn goes to Arkansas. Prime comes to UCF. Woo! That's Big 12.
It's gonna be.
That's Big 12.
Exactly. I know he liked the Big 12, and I know, well, at least this, take a man for his word. He don't want to build. He want to build his own legacy.
Yeah,
UCF had in 2017. They had the fake national championship that they didn't get to play for or whatnot.
Yeah, the fake national championship. I get it.
They not a program that has that storied legacy, and I feel like they'll let that's a program that'll let him be him. It's
UCF,
not one of them good old boys.
Talking about UCF,
Gators, yeah.
Oh yeah, it's very progressive. Very. It's not. Yeah, I agree. It doesn't have the history. It doesn't have the history. So to your point, I think you make a lot of sense when you said it. It doesn't have the Florida history, right? It doesn't have the Florida State history or even the Miami history. So yes, that would be interesting. Now that would be interesting to see. That would be interesting, bro. And they don't have the history. They don't have they have the, like you said, the mythical. They have the mythical championship, but there's no true history here when it comes to football. And I can tell you this, the bounce house be rocking, boy. Listen, it be rocking, dog.
School. They had Nike school, one of the premier type Nike school. They got they like the Oregon of the South with their jerseys and all that.
Man, the boys got space uniform. The boy got 70,000 students, 68,000 some change that go to that school. So it's a lot of people go to that school. You talking about, think about the area. Think about, you're literally 3 hours from each state line. Well, down south Miami and in the state line of Georgia, 3.5 hours somewhere that way. I'm telling you, UCF is a sleeper program, bro. But anyway, yeah, Clark, hit me with your last so I can lock this thing out and then we get on out of here, man. I got five more people in the back.
Yeah, that's my only thing. If he leave, I want him to go to UCF. I feel like Gus Malzahn, he slightly creaked the door open because he had a good recruiting class. He got a couple of 4 stars, a couple of cool guys. And according to the guys in the space, he's not even targeting South Florida kids. he's still targeting Auburn, like Alabama, Georgia kids. He don't even really got the connections to Florida. To pull certain guys. Trying to get there, bro.
Well, think about it. You got James Chaney, who's there, who was the head coach at Lehigh over there on the west coast of Florida in Lehigh Acres. You got my man from FAMU, who's from the northern side of it. You got Flea. You got Flea, who's from Miami. The running back coach is from Miami. I think you got Florida pretty much covered, and everybody know Flea from the crib, played in the West. But anyway, man, I got to run, man. But yeah, we could definitely dive into that.
I don't know if you know this, coach, but we got another one of y'all alumni with us. We just picked up.
Who's that?
Damian Lewis.
Oh, really?
He played. Yeah,
I didn't know that.
He's an analyst for us now.
I didn't know that.
The Seahawks. He was the D-line coach for the Seahawks.
I didn't know that.
Let him go. Our D-line coach situation with Sal is uncertain. So we got him as an analyst now.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that, man. Well, good for him, man. I did not know that. Man, appreciate it, man. I got to run, brother. Thank you so much, man.
All right, coach.
All right.
The conference has been locked.
All right, I just locked it. So if you get kicked out, that means you're gone, baby. We'll see you on the other side. Who's next up on this line? Hold up. 5143, you're next. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, what's up, coach?
What's going on?
This is Big J, the Ohio player. What's happening?
Ooh, that boy sounds smooth on the phone. Talk to me, Ohio player.
What's happening? I kind of agree. There's always going to be options out there. They always going to throw coach name, coach, prime name around. That just didn't, that's how it works. But I think he's really going to stay in Colorado University because they gave him a chance, and like I said, he's making $5.5 million. Like I said, he ain't hurting for money. He got all these advertisement and marketing and these commercials and whatnot. So and then he has an 80-year-old plus mother, like he said. So he can't just be moving around, like he once did. So only thing about that Jackson State situation, they had a bad water crisis when he was there. He was actually taking baths and flushing out his commodes with buckets and all that stuff. If you let some people tell it, and even he admitted that they had to take baths in the whirlpool and stuff like that. He was only making $300K, but they gave him an opportunity. Now, one thing was fantastic about Colorado, I don't think no other Power 5 program had more black coaches than Colorado University. I think they had like 3 or 4, and I think Coach like the 4th. And I don't think no other school, had as many black coaches. So that was enticing. And, like y'all say, it's more progressive city and, and state. And he has his leeway, to have full control over, what he's doing. He has 100% full control. He will not have that in any other place, these schools that people name it. And, like I said, that's, that said, them good old boys, and stuff like that, he's not going to have that much flexibility. And like I said, you start losing, times 10 the criticism. So I think he's, at peace with where he's at now. And then also, can he really recruit after that if he decides to leave, because it's hard for him to recruit now in a way because people say, you see what he did at Jackson State, and, he's rumored to go here, he's rumored to go there. Now, if he does that again, they're going to tell top recruits, hey, stay away from this program because you don't know when he's going to leave, because they ain't going to be linked everywhere. People can just be telling lies and saying that he's going there and going here to recruits. And then recruits already say, well, he already left Jackson State, already left Colorado. So, how we know he won't leave again. And I can't commit my son for 4 years or 3 years there, not knowing what he's going to do. So, all that is a factor. So I think he's, he signed a 5-year deal. He's not hurting for money. And I think, pretty much he's going to stay where he at, that's my take on it.
So Howard, you said a lot. So I'm going to answer a few things. One, I'm trying to go backwards as I can remember. Okay. One, sure. I don't think moving around hurts him, especially in today's world with the transfer portal, the option of moving around. 2, sometimes, like I said, we make the exception the rule. We're thinking about not moving around because we're thinking about the top 10 programs in the country, probably, right? Think about the top 10 programs in the country. Maybe less than that, but I'm just saying the top 10. In the top 10 programs, you have some stability because they're the top 10. Other than that, people move. People move around.
That's true. That's true.
I'm gonna bring up Jed Fish again. I'm gonna bring up Kalen DeBoer. Everybody's fighting to get into these top 10 programs and be a part of that. So, again, I'm not saying this about Prime. I'm speaking of the coaching profession. And so I say all that to say people move all the time. I don't think these recruits think of it that way because they understand their ace in the hole is the transfer portal. It is the transfer portal. It's not like they used to be stuck. I've said that before. The other thing, I understand what you're saying about, when you talked about the good old boy system. I just brought that up with Clark about Florida being an old school program. I'm talking about having a lot of history.
Right.
But this is why I love doing this show. Because Clark said what he said about Gus Malzahn potentially going to Arkansas, being an Arkansas guy. If Prime was to go to UCF, just think about that. Pretty progressive university, right? They're not old school conservative.
Yes.
He might have the same, I'm just talking, since he brought it up, he opened the door, I'm going to walk through it. He may have the same leeway because when Gus Malzahn came, and I may be wrong, but when Gus Malzahn came, I may be wrong, chat, correct me if I am, he may have been the one that truly started, or he helped going with this whole spaceship thing of like Space Coast with because NASA is right over there, the Cape Canaveral or whatever it is called. So I may be wrong. Maybe it was Josh Heupel, but I don't think so. It may have been Gus Malzahn, where they got the whole space uniforms like they astronauts and all kind of foolishness. When I say foolishness, I mean it in a good way, right? I mean like a good foolishness. So I don't know, man. I that might be a good landing spot. Because you brought up his mom. Well, guess what? His mama back home in Florida. The weather's nice. Everybody want to talk about the weather. Huh? Dennis Thurman left because he didn't like the weather. Well, guess what? I got an 80-year-old mom in a nice warm climate. Right? I don't have to worry about weather. I'm just saying, I don't think UCF would be a bad fit. I don't think it would be a bad fit. I'm just saying.
Yeah, and like I said, that's nothing, out, the question with anything. I pretty much think he's gonna play out his contract, which was 5 years. But like most people think he already said this is where he's staying at, and he's he's set in stone. Well, he's pretty much set where he's at because he liked the atmosphere and like everything about Colorado. Because I may be too, like I said, I don't know, but back in the from reports back in the late 80s and early 90s, Colorado was a top elite program. Won a national championship, was in the national championship back-to-back years, had a Heisman Trophy, so they do have history. And like I said, Washington Huskies, from the same conference that Colorado was in, played for the national championship. So, like I said, you never know, but I think he's gonna be, I think he's gonna stay where he's at because of the flexibility he has, and like I said, he's not hurting for money, So, hey, it remains, like I said, I think that's pretty much, setting ground. And like I said, wherever go, like somebody already stated, his sons and Travis won't be there. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna be gone to greener pastures in the league. So, he's gonna be doing this, pretty much on his own. And I think he welcomes the challenge, but. Like I said, that's me,
Gotcha. All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. Thank you. I got two more callers here. 3 people dropped off, which is all right with me. And we're going to knock these out, man. Appreciate you, man.
All right.
Thanks, brother.
Yeah, okay. Take it easy.
Anytime, man. Stay smooth, man. All right. We're going to 8359. 8359. Call or talk to us. Give us your name, where you calling from.
Hey, brother. My name's Dave. How you doing?
Good, man. What's your name again, brother?
Dave.
Dave. All right, Dave. Talk to me, man. What's your thoughts?
Man, he's not leaving.
Okay.
I'm so stoked on him being there. It's not even funny. Why would he leave? Tell me why he would leave.
So we've
it
been
ain't for money. Tell me why he would leave.
We all say it ain't for money, but people still do things. I'm not talking about Deion, but I'm talking about people in general, right? Tell me this. Why does Elon Musk still get up every day and go to work? It ain't for money. but he's sure making a bunch of it. Why did Jeff Bezos, who makes $500 a minute? So what I'm saying,
all Musk and Bezos have to do is take a breath, and they making money.
But they still
Dion got to work.
I know. So when if I'm at work,
why would he leave? This is the only place that gave him a chance. The only big place that gave him a chance.
You're right. And unfortunately,
why would he leave? And I believe Dion is a man of his word.
I believe you. I believe that too. I'm not saying he would or wouldn't. It wouldn't. I have to be honest. I wouldn't. It wouldn't. I would not be shocked if he did, but I also wouldn't be shocked if he didn't. I just know this profession.
No, I think he's there. I think he's there for the duration, at least, of his contract. He ain't gonna bail.
Okay.
And I think to prove himself, he's gonna stay after his boys leave that college to prove that he is the man that he says he is.
Okay.
What do you think?
I don't know if he leaves. Since this UCF thing opened up, I don't like Florida personally.
Would he leave Colorado to go there?
I don't know. Let's see what the money's like. Let's see what Gus Malzahn is making. Hold on. Let me just see, just for giggles.
Oh no, he ain't leaving because they're gonna give him a couple million more. He can get a couple friggin' advertisement deals. Come on. He got his whole family involved.
Yeah, his whole family.
He ain't going nowhere. And why would he? Why would he?
So let me ask you this. Great question. Why would he? My question to you is, as they say, you can't answer a question with a question, but I'm going to try it. Why wouldn't he?
I got you, brother.
Why wouldn't he leave?
Why wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't he leave? Because he's there to make a statement.
Okay. I like it. And
he's making a great statement.
Okay.
Okay. He's the first son of a gun coach who can take the NIL deal that's going on now and use it to his advantage.
Okay.
Because if you don't want the cash, you can still have Dion.
But he could do that here. I'm just saying he could do that at UCF. So tell me why. Tell me, what does Colorado offer? Hold up.
UCF has stepped down.
What do you mean? How?
He's in the Big 12.
And so is UCF.
Where's UCF?
In the Big 12. That's what I'm telling you.
All right, brother. Now listen to me. Why would he leave? Why would he leave to go there now that UCF is in the Big 12? Would he switch just to be at another place in the same goddamn conference? Come on.
Coaches do it all the time, bro. Coaches do it all the time. Come on now.
Yeah.
You know that.
Well, here's the deal now. He's happy where he's at. And everybody's thinking he's a traitor. And that's BS.
Okay, but you still ain't. Hold on. So this is fun. What's your name again, bro?
My name's Dave.
Dave. Okay, Dave. This is awesome.
Dave.
Got you, Dave. Where are you from, Dave? Where are you from? What state?
I'm from Ohio.
All right. That's what I thought. All right. So here we go.
What do you mean that's what you thought?
Because I knew
1 out of 50? Come on.
Nah.
Come on now. Talk to me.
Hey,
come
man,
on.
I'm never wrong, Dave. I can hear it in your voice. You probably right between Columbus and Dayton. Tell me I'm lying.
Well, my God, did I put the tracker on my phone?
This is what I'm trying to tell you. Are you between Dayton and Columbus?
No, opposite side.
That's what I was talking about.
But opposite side.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. The opposite side of Dayton and Ohio and Columbus. So back to what I was saying. No, I'm just teasing you, Dave. I hear where you're coming from, and I'm not saying he would. I guess my question is, why wouldn't you? Because I'm looking here. Hold on, I'm looking here. Hold up. Let's look at some similarity.
I'm listening.
And I'm sorry.
I'm listening.
I got one more call on here. Give me one more second, caller. This Dave is fun. Dave, this is your first time calling in, isn't it?
Yes, sir, and I love you.
And don't let this be your last time, Dave. Come on and call back in.
Oh,
all right.
Well,
all right, here we go. Gus Malzahn is making $5.5 million per year in 20. I'm sorry, he's making $4 million in 23, and then he'll make an extension in
From
5.5
he's making $4 million from what?
from
A
July.
contract?
Yeah. The figure was brought up to $4 million per year on July 1st of 2023, which has already passed. So he's making $4 million a year. The extension is set to raise his base salary to $5.5 million per year in 26-27. So the money is arguably roughly the same. So far as salary, that is. And I think if Prime comes here to Orlando, to UCF, he would definitely get more. He probably could make $6 million a year. But that's neither here nor there.
I'm with you.
They still a Nike school. He's still wearing black and gold. Hold on. He's still wearing black and gold. He don't have to change any of his wardrobe. Huh? He still can keep his cleats in his shoes.
You think that's what he's worried about is his wardrobe?
Yeah, man.
If he were to leave, go somewhere, he'd want different colors so he can make a new wardrobe. Come on. It's Dion.
Well, instead of black and gold, it could be, all right, you're right, Dave. Instead of black and gold,
Oh, God, I'm so fucking on your side and funny.
Hold up. Instead of black and gold, Dave, he could switch it up to gold and black. What you think about that?
Well, then he might leave. Hey, listen, God bless you, brother. I'll talk to you another time.
Don't be a stranger, man.
Have a great day.
You too. Don't be a stranger.
I won't.
Bye now.
Take care, man.
All right, you too, brother. All right, going to our last caller tonight, 0296. That was a great call, Dave. 0296 in the building. Caller, talk to us. You are Mr. Irrelevant. You are the last caller of the night. I just said that, not meaning it for real, but that's what they do in the draft. So talk to us.
Not Mr. Irrelevant. You've been wanting to smoke for a while.
Ooh.
Here's the smoke.
Hold up.
You've been calling my name all
Who is
over
this?
these streets.
Who is
you
this?
want the smoke? Here's the smoke.
Who is
you
this?
Know, hey, just you know who this is. You've been calling me Ralph Trasman out of these streets, Mr. Calculator out of these streets. You know who it is.
Who this is?
You've been calling me out a little bit too much.
Hold on.
Read that book upside down.
We want all the smoke.
I want all the smoke, Coach.
So
Coach
who is
Pompano. This? You know who this is.
Oh, yeah. Oh. This my man's Cuban King. Yeah.
Yes, sir. You've been calling me out, Coach Pompano. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
I don't appreciate
Laces out, Dan. Laces out, Dan.
Hey, laces out. I kicked you out of Dade County. You don't belong in Dade County no more. Ellen kicked you out of Broward, so that's why we place you in Pompano. If anybody in Pompano want, we'll put them out in Boca. Coach Boca. Well, that's what we're gonna call you from now on.
Call
Coach
me
Boca
Coach Port St. Lucie.
Port St. Lucie.
I love it.
What's up, Coach?
I'm good, man. What's up, man? First time calling in? This is your first time calling in, man. I feel
no, you've been chasing me. You've been saying you want the smoke. I'm here, Coach. You want to talk that trash? I'm here all day, every day, saving the best for last.
Hold on, you ain't here all day because when I asked you last week, you were like, well, I'm busy, Coach. I got to catch you next week. So you ain't here all day, every day.
Well, I listen to the background. So, you know.
So for those that don't know, hold on. For those that don't know who this is the guy that I always say he makes me a liar. I always say we got a lot to talk about, a little bit of time to do it, and I'm going to be here for a little bit. And I end up being on here 2 hours now, 18 minutes, and I want to do an hour and a half. So shout out, this is Cuban Kane, who says, Coach, you're lying.
Yes,
you're going to be here for 3 hours. And or you'll say, oh, yeah, this is the last call, and it'll be 2 hours later. And now that I got you on the line, it's definitely going to be 2 hours later. Let's get it on.
No, I mean, it's, you lied to the people, and I don't appreciate it. I just got to keep you honest. So
what did I say? Tell them what I said.
No, when you say we're gonna keep it 1 hour, you know what I'm saying? Then you go into next, it's an 8-hour show, which I missed. That was, to be honest, Coach, that 8-hour show you had from midnight to like 8 o'clock in the morning. That was the best show
it's crazy.
you ever had. Just the topics, and the debates and the discussion and the discourse. It was amazing. I woke up in and out of sleep and you guys were still on. I'm like, this is crazy. I was going to call, but I was just too tired because it was just, you guys some real night owls. But that was an amazing show you guys had.
Yeah, I appreciate it. Hey, it's funny. It started off as a night shift and we end up eating breakfast, man. We were cooking eggs. I think L&V made some pancakes. and everything. We saw the sun come up and about to go down, man. It was crazy. But yeah, man, we have a good time, man. But listen, we be in the Discord too now. So they be on there till like 2, 3 in the morning sometimes talking, chopping it up. All types of, you know how the locker room go. We call it the locker room. It ain't just football. It is all kind of stuff, man. But anyway, what's your thoughts on this, man, about Coach Prime or whatever the case? I know you're a Canes fan like myself, but what's your thoughts on this Coach Prime deal, man, so I can get up out of here? Coach got to go
Prime is
walking
going to
tonight.
retire. He's retiring when his kids are done. I mean, you see the man walking up and down the field. He could barely walk. He's, this is his last run. If he doesn't win the national championship, you're talking about going to UCF. I'm thinking he's going to retire and going back to TV. He's not. I just don't see that energy with him anymore. It's just think about it. He's really old school. These kids want money for this and that. Coach Prime, he's not going to coach anymore. This is it. This is his last run. So I hope all the Prime Nets and the crazy people enjoy the season, because this is, that man has bad. He almost had his foot amputated, right? Like, people are not factoring that in, and it's like he's just doing this for his kids. Once his kids go in, he's done. So all this, he's going to coach another program. No, I think he's completely done, because college football today is tough. This NIL stuff is ridiculous. Like I saw, you seen the Florida kid. He purchased a home for his mom off NIL money. And that's just a lot of pressure on the coach. It's like, hey son, come to my school and I'm gonna now that kid set a standard now, right? Because now every kid is gonna say, hey, you want me to go to your school? You gotta buy my mom a crib. Now just think about that pressure a coach is going to have. So that's what a house, now in today's market is going about 300 stacks. So you got to give a kid 300 stacks.
And that's on the low end. That's on the low end.
Huh?
That's on the low end.
That's on the low end. Yeah. That's on the low, cheap end, right? And it's like, so you got to give a kid 300 stacks day one, and I don't think old school type personalities like Coach Prime is going to want to deal with this. Like that offensive lineman, he's not gonna, he's gonna transfer next year, because it's just like, I don't want to deal with this stuff. Who wants to coach college football today? It's just too difficult. So I don't see Coach Prime coaching next year. I think this is his last year. So ESPN, Fox News, the Prime Nets, all these TV shows, YouTube shows that were built off Prime's back, they're gonna disappear, because he's gonna retire, in my opinion.
I started to be petty. Y'all know my name is Petty Pendergrass, right? But I started to be petty and say, yeah, like they think this channel gonna go away. Nope. We might lose this episode, but we'll gather something else. But anyway, I just say, you know what's funny? It's funny you say that. It's funny you say that though, Cuban Kane. And I've actually been keeping that under wraps, but because you are the truth serum, you make me tell the truth.
Oh yeah.
I feel that way too. I don't know if I'm 100% on that train yet, but I feel my gut is telling me I feel the same way. That I feel that from a health standpoint, even though I know he wants to be that go-getter, bro, to get that leg massaged all day, every day, all day, like, bro, that's not easy, bro. Like,
and those pins he had him in his foot,
bro,
man, I don't think people understand. That's difficult. That's tough.
That's tough. And
guess
he's
what? In Colorado when it's cold, so your body acts a little bit different in the cold, and man, people don't get it, man. That's what he's going through is really tough.
That's tough. They had to skin graft his whole leg out. I mean, like, you look at that, and then they got up in his thigh to take stuff out. Like, those things, people take a long time to heal from. And the average person, probably 95% of the people on this chat, we still be bedridden, be able to, woe is me. And this dude is out here doing it because for his kids. Now, the question is, how much drive does he have for other kids who don't have that same drive for themselves? That's where you have to start asking
Coach, you a coach. What will be your motivation when your kids leave? Like, what's the purpose?
But I really just started answering. It was, you're right. I do have drive to coach, but then the drive becomes, man, I'm getting up, getting my leg massaged. It hurts like hell. Like I remember one of the videos he had where he said it was tough getting up this morning.
Yeah.
It was tough getting out. It was tough getting out the bed this morning. He even said something about, man, at this age, you got to pee in the middle of the night. I can't hardly walk to the bathroom. I got a little garbage can by the side of my bed. Like,
and his motivations are his kids. And if his kids are not there, what's going to be his motivation? Because this new freshman quarterback or transfer quarterback, just think of, I'm sorry, the Prime Nets, and he had a horrible recruiting class, right? So the players that he has now, they're going to the league next year, and he's only brought in about 5 true freshmen that are really going to play. So who's after that? So you're going to tell me Coach Prime is going to coach a mediocre to below average team? And I don't want to hear about these transfers because it's in and out every year. So what, is he really going to be motivated to coach at Colorado or any other school without his kids?
That's tough. I don't know, Cuban. I hear you, man, but yowzers.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to bring the show down for all the Prime Nets, and I just got to speak the truth. Not BS out here.
Prime Nets, you too funny, man. Well,
the Prime Nets.
Hey,
So,
man,
I understand you're not. Your homeboy be telling you went to the private schools in Miami Gardens. So we know you're not from really Dade County. You're from probably El Portal or something like that. But
El Portal.
You don't.
El Portal.
You probably from El Portal. Maybe, who knows? But we know you're not from Dade County with that all disrespect on Dan Marino.
Man, I went to Beacon Hill. I went to Beacon Hill. Shout out to anybody in the chat went to Beacon Hill. Put your thumbs up in the building. No, but on the serious side,
probably a private school. You probably wore
preschool
dress pants and khakis and so some loafers, the Mario Cristobal loafers of school and everything.
Nope. Let me see. I'm from Seminola. How about that?
Yeah, he ain't from Dade County. That's all I know. You don't belong to Dade County,
bro. Because I said Dan Marino was a game. Because I said game. That's not a negative. Do you think the word? Hold on. Let me ask a question. Do you think the word game manager is a negative?
No, it's not a negative, but Dan Marino is the complete opposite from a game manager. He's the game enforcer. He was the one that, okay, let me ask this. What is your definition of game manager? Because everybody has different definitions.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Before you attacked me, Cuban Kane, I really appreciate it. So a game manager, in my opinion, is a person who delegates, gets the ball around to the people, right? He makes sure people are in the right checks, all of those type of things. A game changer does things off schedule, things like not only just running the ball, but Patrick Mahomes is not necessarily a big run the ball person. However, the extension of the play, the side-on throw, things that are off schedule that you're kind of just not coaching. I understand Dan makes great throws. I'm not disputing that whatsoever. But what I'm saying is you're not playing within a box or within a structure. That's the difference. They both are equally as deadly. Do you understand what I'm saying? They're both are equally as deadly, right? An assassin with a knife and an assassin with a gun is still an assassin. They just use different tools. That's all I was saying. That's it.
I don't understand your definition because it's like you're saying like the spread quarterback versus a pro. So pretty much what you're saying is like if you're a pro style quarterback, you're not a game manager. The only way it could be a game changer is you got to be a spread or dual. What is the term? A dual type quarterback. So that's what you're pretty much saying. If you're not a dual type quarterback, there's no way to be a game changer.
That's not true. Patrick Mahomes is not a dual threat quarterback. Nobody's scared of him running the ball. Nobody's scared of him running the ball.
They are scared of him.
Nah.
Did you miss the Dolphin game when he was running? They touched him on the hip and he
that's because they just not tackle. That's because the game is different. They just looking at each other. They ain't trying to tackle. If they were playing tackle football, Patrick Mahomes would be out there tiptoeing through the tulips. I saw that play. They kind of looked at each other and touched him on the hips, and he ran on by.
Touched him on the hip, yeah.
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 But they're not scared.
But he ran the ball. In the Super Bowl, he ran the ball. I mean, he runs. I'm not saying he's Michael Vick or anything.
No, but him running the ball, yes, but hold on. Running the ball, right? Let's be honest. Running the ball is different than running the ball. Patrick Mahomes running the ball is way different than Aaron Rodgers running the football or Jason Allen running the football. Would you agree or disagree?
Okay, so let me ask, would you rather have Cam Newton or Dan Marino as your quarterback?
Oh, Dan Marino all day.
Why? Because he's a game manager? But, don't you want a game changer in Cam Newton that runs the ball and passes the ball and everything?
No, because Dan Marino is a better game manager than Cam Newton is a game changer. See, you're still stuck on the semantics of what you think it is. And in your mind, you think a game changer is better than a game manager. That's what's happening.
I don't know.
Prime example. I don't know if you watched the Desi Banks and Shannon Sharp interview. I love this.
Kind of boring.
Okay, but just to the point with the Air Force Ones. Did you get to that point?
Yeah, I got to the Air Force
All right.
point, yeah.
White Air Force Ones or black Air Force Ones? That's what we're talking about here. Which one is Dan Marino? White Air Force Ones or black Air Force Ones?
Black Air Force Ones.
Why? Because you think
because he all right, let's think about it. He had no running backs, he had no defense, and still was making the playoffs every single year. You cannot be a game manager going to the tour as a game manager, right? Dinks and dunks and doesn't do anything effective on the football
Tom Brady's
field.
a game manager.
Dan Marino puts pressure. Dan Marino puts pressure with his arm, flicking the wrist, the quick release, so on and so forth, right? Being
Tom Brady,
whatever.
Tom
He's
Brady's
not
a game manager.
He's a game changer.
Tom Brady's a game manager.
Joe Montana's a game manager?
No.
Oh, whoa, hold up. And now you confused me. I was gonna end this call. Please explain me the difference between Joe Montana and Dan Marino.
Man, Joe can move around, man. Joe can move around.
Oh man.
Dan Marino couldn't move. Even when he was at Pittsburgh, he stuck in there with his curly perm. He ain't going nowhere. Cut it out.
Name me one play that Joe Montana ever ran the ball. Please explain that to me.
I'm not talking about running. I'm talking about extending the play.
Craig, he had Jerry Rice and
I'm talking about extending
84, the tight end. He's never been a game changer. He's a game manager. He's the ultimate game manager.
Oh my God. IMAX says Marino was a game changer because he did the fake snap play. Game changers don't do that.
There we go.
Okay.
This man said Joe Montana is a game changer and Dan Marino is a game manager. Come on now, coach.
I'm stepping in my Air Force Ones. Game changer.
So until then, your name is Coach Pompano.
Game changer.
John Elway, game changer, right?
I'm gonna change your name to Media Noche. How about that? That's your name. The Midnight Sandwich.
That's fine.
That's your new name.
That's cool.
Did I say it right, Cuban
That's
Gang?
all I want.
Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Did I say it right? Media Noche?
I couldn't hit Comida Noche.
I'm saying, did I say it right? The sandwich. Did
Yeah,
I
you said it
pronounce
right.
Okay.
Yeah, you said it right.
Hell, I took 3 years of Spanish around there. I better know something. Something.
Well, you're not a coach calling Dan Marino game manager, so you're like a fake coach, something like that.
So hold on. Is Tom Brady a game changer or a game manager?
He's a game manager. But that one year he was a game changer when he had Randy Moss.
So what was the factor? Randy Moss changed his game. He didn't change it. Randy Moss was the game changer. Randy Moss was the game changer. That's what I'm telling you.
So was Jerry Rice and Roger Craig.
I agree.
But you said that
But
Joe Montana's a game manager. Oh no, a game changer.
Joe Montana.
Because you're probably a Niners fan. That's why.
Hell no, I ain't never been to California in my life. I'm a dog fan. I just think we're looking at the definition of the word differently. I just really think we're looking at the definition of the word differently. And I think you're taking it to the fact because it's Dan Marino. Yes, he made some great throws. He made some game playmaker throws. He did. But when I'm talking about game changing, I'm talking about like how in the, I'm not talking about the throw, but like, how did that, like, what the F? Like, you understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but that never happened with Joe Montana. But you calling him a game changer, but I'll let you have it. You know, that's why me and Ellen kicked you out of
I appreciate it.
out of South Florida.
I don't want to fight. I don't want to fight with y'all, man. I love y'all too much, man. I appreciate y'all.
I appreciate it, Coach. Thank you for taking my call, Coach.
Anytime, man.
All right, Coach.
All right, guys. We got 160 some people now. We had over 200. I appreciate it. We're just having fun, man. My man Cuban Kane called on in. I've been asking him to call in for a while because Lace is out, Dan. Lace is out. We've been talking for the longest. But anyway, we're just having fun here. Check us out, man. Make sure you hit the like, share, and subscribe button. Come on through. We have a good time. We just like to pose questions and find answers, man. And guess what? Sometimes you'll find some interesting stuff under the rock. Shout out to Clark. Rumor mill, prime to the UCF. I'm just talking trash. We having a good time. But anyway, for guys, if you are members, please make sure you join our Discord. Go in the community tab. You'll see the link up there. If not, you can check the link is in the description below. I believe. If not, I'll definitely check it out. It's free to join the Discord, but if you want to get into the member section, what we call the locker room, you have to be a member. All you have to do, if you are a member, when you join the Discord, make sure you link your YouTube to the Discord and automatically open up those doors for you. All right. So with all that being said, I appreciate you. Thank you. Check us out every day every Monday through Friday, 7 o'clock. Me and Streeter from Footballville do a show. It's called Hayes Street from 7 to 8. And then I got McCain's Talk Live tomorrow. For all y'all talking about, he's a Kane fan. Damn right. And we'll be on tomorrow at 8:30. We got a lot to talk about and a little bit of talk about it. And Q McCain gonna say, you lying, coach. All right. So with all that being said, I appreciate it. And coach might be in the locker room tonight. Y'all check it out and see if you're a member. So anyway, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all. Oh, there go. See, this is why I mess with LMV. Look how she threw it up here already. Come on, man. How you do this, LMV? How do you do this? How do you get it done so fast? And I saw Ray in the chat. Ray, let me know if you still got issues. I think we got somebody in there to help you out that'll get you through. Check out my man Louis Don. He'll help you get through to get you in. But anyway, with all that being said, we out here. Peace. And Coach Hayes will catch you at the 50-yard line. We out of here. Holla. Laces out, Dan. Laces